God of War Ragnarok leaks continue to come out as we wait for the game's official release. We do know that the God of War Ragnarok release date is now November the 9th, and more details will be coming out in the forthcoming months leading up to the launch of the game. But now we have a leak about the performance modes. I will also be reacting to an article in this broadcast about somebody arguing that Kratos doesn't need new weapons in the game. I thought it would be a great discussion, but before we get into that, I wanted to give you the quick update right here at the beginning about the performance modes that were leaked. This is a Reforge update. God of War performance modes have leaked for God of War Ragnarok, and GamesRadar.com has the details. We're going to be combing over that, thinking through, is this the likely way they'll be treating this game in light of what we've already seen from other games that have landed recently, most notably Horizon Forbidden West and Spider-Man. As always, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button, that way you don't miss these uploads, and check out Reforge Gaming, where I stream live. So GamesRadar.com had the following to say. A retailer has seemingly leaked details on God of War Ragnarok's performance and resolution modes, which will offer a choice between 30 FPS and 60 FPS targets. This is a common debate amongst gamers about the superiority of one over the other. Typically, if you're going to go for the 30 FPS, you're going to be pushing resolution really high. That's going to be like a 4K or a 4K checkerboard or simulated 4K that then has to lower the frame rate. I, for one, think 60 FPS is the preferred frame rate for most games, especially games where there is combat, dodging, blocking, parrying, and whatnot. That adds much more fluidity to the combat, as well as just opportunities for reaction time. But it sounds like you're going to be able to choose between the two. Some people do prefer to push the graphics as far as they possibly can. They're sitting back on their couch, they're far from their television, they don't really care. So what exactly was leaked? UK retailer Shop2 sent out an email to customers ahead of Ragnarok's pre-orders. I'm recording this July 15th, that's when the pre-orders go live, promising that the game will let you switch between full 4K resolution at a targeted 30 frames per second or dynamic resolution upscaled to 4K at a targeted 60 frames per second. Sounds pretty believable given what we've seen up to this point with different modes and different options. Now, Sony has not yet confirmed, according to GamesRadar, based on the way the information is written and the screenshots attached, it seems like these details were provided by Sony, though the PlayStation brand has not yet officially confirmed the info. So they're saying essentially this seems like a genuine blast that they would send out, and that the information's written in a way and structured in a way that it seems like it actually came from the company itself. Now, there's also more info in the email, not really details of note, but the game will support haptic feedback, not surprising at all, adaptive triggers of the DualSense controller, and will also include 3D audio support. None of this is really surprising, seeing that they added those features to Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, and they were central pieces of the Horizon Forbidden West feature set. Not surprising as well in light of other options. GamesRadar continues, those two performance options aren't much of a surprise either way, as other first-party PS5 games like Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Horizon Forbidden West have typically launched with similar features. Additional graphics modes like 40 FPS targeting the intended 120Hz screens and monitors has often been implemented by developers after launch, like a post-launch setup. So if you're hoping for that 40 FPS, 120Hz refresh rate, that does sound like that might be coming later. You can pre-order sometime today on July 15th, the day that I am recording this, and the game does officially release on November the 9th on both the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 systems. The drama leading up to the release date was something that we already covered. If you want to check out that video, we broke down everything that was strange that led up to the actual announcement, as well as the strangeness from the way that the community responded. Obviously, this is a very anticipated game. If you like these quick Reforge updates, remember to hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you don't miss the uploads. And always check out Reforge Gaming, where I stream live. And I'll see you in the next video. And I'll see the rest of you right now. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I keep hitting the wrong button there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And thank you for joining us for another day of Reforge Gaming news and coverage. We've actually got a lot to discuss this morning. I wanted to break down the performance mode leaks and just let people know, like, hey, this sounds pretty good. This is, we're getting some more information, potentially leaking out a little bit early, but these things should be coming out as pre-orders start rolling in. I would imagine, Sony's going to be interested, Santa Monica's going to be interested in getting more information out to the public. Good morning, Random Zero. Good morning to Chris and everybody else. Links to order 10 a.m., but I need a link to where. I don't have links. I will provide those to you when the time comes. We're hoping that it's very, very soon. I was going to kind of swing for the big one. God of War Ragnarok's been very good to us, and I'm obviously looking forward to it. Guys, make sure and go through your morning rituals. Make sure you're on live chat so you can see what everybody's saying. Make sure you're smashing the like button. We want to get those first 100 likes very quickly. It does help the video. Membership is in the 940s. We need to be at about 1,000 for Madam to be on cam for this evening stream. If you're a tier 2 member or above, video game voting is alive and well. It's in the Discord. Vote on Games is now in there waiting for you. It looks like Mario Kart, Moving Out, and Arcade-Ageddon are winning right now. So if you are a tier 2 member or above, be sure to use that room in the Discord to go in and vote for the games that I'll be playing with my wife this evening. And hopefully we can get enough members today to unlock her being on cam. I'll give you till the end of the day. I won't make it be like that exact count before we go live, but you have today to gift members or become a member to jump in and help push that number up there. What's good, we the people? Good morning to you. Any idea for Elden Ring? I've seen that was cool is something called viewer runs. You would summon one of the viewers to fight the boss while you would shoutcast the fight. That could be pretty fun, Chris. That sounds more like a members thing to me. That doesn't sound like something that I would necessarily want to do. The From Software pull has died down quite a bit for the channel, and so we've decided not to weekly touch that game unless we think that it is absolutely necessary. If we feel like it's a good story, if we feel like there's a worthy story or something that kind of broke. Let me make sure and also update. We want to make sure our shirt command is accurate, and this is a Zelda shirt, obviously. So let us update that. Exactly why I was looking for the link, Doom. What's Doom saying? Those collector's editions are going to be gone in 30 seconds. Yeah, they're going to be gone pretty quick. My hope would be that they would do like a second round of them. Sometimes they do that with games like this. I want to see, actually, let's see. God of War Ragnarok gameplay. Which mode would you pick? Even if you're not going to play, right? 4K 30 FPS or dynamic 4K 60 FPS. So do you want the true 4K 30? I'm going to put true 4K just so people know it. There's a difference. True 4K 30 FPS or the dynamic 4K 60 FPS. Which would you guys pick? I'm actually curious which you would do. Make sure you have snacks tonight. Don't want a hangry Lono. I'm telling you, we have to prepare. You have to prepare. Don't you do that? I need to start doing that. 30 frames sucks, says Eric's. No thanks. I won't be able to watch or play later today because this is my one Saturday of the year where I have to officially work. Okay, well, sorry we won't see you tonight, Derek. Hoping they have later add the 40 FPS 120. My wife is in here scowling at me. You have all day to get pizza or snacks or, I don't know. There's all kind of things that you could be getting.
Why do I have to get them?
Because I'm working. I'm sitting here doing my job.
Doing nothing.
Oh, come on. I didn't say you were doing nothing, but I did say you had all day, meaning that there's lots of opportunities throughout the day. You know, you could do the little thing where they drop it off at the house, you know? You could do that.
You could do that.
I've been streaming for less than 10 minutes and I'm already in trouble, chat. I am already in trouble. Eugene says, I think that may become the standard quality mode in the future, generally speaking. Oh, the 40 frames per second for 120? I feel like that'll take a while for people to really want that, though. How many people even know if they have a 120 hertz monitor would be the question, right? Of course, dynamic. Yeah, everybody's picking dynamic 4K 60 FPS. What's dynamic? Is that not locked at 4K? No, dynamic means it would go up and down. It would almost be like a simulated. It wouldn't ever really be at 4K. Reforge, what do you think about the God of War collection that didn't have a physical copy? Right, so if you're going to pre-order God of War Ragnarok in the collector's edition, right? They did this big reveal. They have a trailer for the God of War Ragnarok collector's edition, and people found out that it doesn't come with the disc, and they got extremely upset. I understand why people were irritated, but I also don't care, at all, right? I just don't care. And I'm not saying that means that it doesn't matter, okay? Hear me say that. I just don't care. Like a physical disc, what am I going to do with the physical disc? Like in the long term, what are you going to do with it? Like I have physical collector's editions around my home. I've got like the metal casings from Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, and some other games. And they're just sort of sitting there. There's no disc inside, or if there is, what am I going to do with that disc, right? Can we set up a way so members only on Friday night can DoorDash y'all snacks? That would be really, really fun. There's a way to do that, isn't there? Isn't there a way to do that, to set up send me snacks or something? I think you have to set up an account with one of those companies. That would be hilarious. In 2022, what are you using a disc for? Right. Are they supposed to ship you 2 copies of the game? What do you mean, Eugene? Yo, what's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. Abe says, chances are I won't be using the disc, but for the price, you couldn't just throw one in the steel case that already comes with it. To be honest, I like physical discs for display purposes. Half of the PS5s don't even have disc drives. That's right. They probably looked at it and thought, who in the heck's going to care about this? Look at the percentage of people buying the digital version. I have a digital version. I don't give a frick about any of that. Then people would need your address. No, you set up a profile with some account and they have your address and nobody can see it. It's like when you use our Amazon wish list. You can't figure out where I live. GOS ran flawless. I think you mean Ghost of Tsushima. That would be a T, but I think I understand what you're saying. Ran flawless 60 FPS in resolution mode, making performance mode pointless, so I don't see why more games don't do the same with proper programming. Well, it depends on the game, right? It depends on all the things they want to do. You know what I'm saying? It ran proper flawless 60 FPS in resolution mode. Yeah, it was also made for the PS4. The core textures and lighting and resolution and everything that they built in that game was built for a much weaker system. So sure, whenever they were like, hey, let's run it at 60 FPS in resolution mode, and you're like, oh, this is great. Well, of course it's great. It's an older game that was made for a weaker system. So the foundation of the game itself is just not at all in the realm of challenging. It's not tough for the PlayStation 5 to do that. Now, you make a Ghost of Tsushima sequel and you give it dynamic lighting and you give it the cinematic look that Horizon Forbidden West had, and you add all these extra cool things. Well, that's when you're going to struggle to hit good frames per second, in general. I was gonna take a look at it. I might be able to duct tape it back to life. Sorry. Not an excuse. Not an excuse for what, Mo? Games struggling to hit 60? What do you mean? Do you want to talk about games struggling to hit 60? I don't know if you want to have that conversation as an Xbox fan. Games struggling to maintain flat 60 is a common thing. Your box isn't immune to it. If they can do it for the older, they can do it for the new. Why accept less? Well, no, the point is, no, that's not what was stated. What was stated is they can hit 60 FPS in resolution mode for Ghost of Tsushima. Why can't they do it going forward? If I have to explain why newer, better-looking games with next-gen features, better graphics, higher resolution, by the way, than Ghost of Tsushima, actually genuine 4K is much higher. If I have to explain why that's harder to maintain 60 FPS, we have a long day ahead of us. That's basic development struggles. The more they add, the cooler things look, the brighter everything looks, the crisper everything looks, the more frames per second's going to struggle. This is base level video game knowledge. I'm not saying anything that is beyond the reach of the most basic gamer would understand that. You increase FOV, it's gonna mess with frame rate. You increase resolution, it's gonna mess with frame rate. You increase textures and texture depth, it's gonna mess with frame rate. My gosh, when I played Quake 3, I understood this. That's 22 years ago. I understood this concept that when you add more to the game, frame rate's going to struggle. Optimization takes more time to do. Well, no, it's not about optimization. No. Why come I can't use awesome in my papers? I thought it was why come I can't use awesome in my word groups? I thought that's what it was. What's good, Willie? It's not just as simple as optimization, though, Mo. Like, I think some people might think that the developers are just choosing not to do the work. They're like, yeah, they could optimize it and it would run better, but they're just choosing not to. These systems are limited. They're not unlimited, okay? So if you throw everything in the kitchen sink at the game system, they're going to struggle with 60 frames per second. These are technological facts, not like subjective decisions that the developers are making. Like, yeah, well, we could have done 4K 60 if we would have optimized it a little bit better, but we wanted to eat pizza in the break room and watch movies. Like, that's not a thing. Like, developers, I'm telling you right now, if developers could do a little extra work, or they could do a little more optimization and hit 4K, like actual native 4K 60 on these systems, do you have any idea how many of these companies would do that? Do you know the selling power of that? True native 4K 60 would be a massive selling point for your game. If it was just as simple as waving an optimization wand, we'll have a contest, Mo. In 5 years, we'll see how many games on the Series X do native 4K 60. How many of them really did the optimization work? We'll compare how many games on each system do it. And I guarantee you, we're going to come up with almost no games, my friend. I don't think that many games are actually going to do that. It's always going to be dynamic, simulated, checkerboard, like trickery to give you 4K, and then 60 is going to be a freaking pipe dream. They're targeting 60. So 60, like when I say 60 is going to be a pipe dream, like actual stable constant 60 frames per second is going to be a dadgum pipe dream. I just don't think so. I don't. The 3090 sometimes can't do 4K 60 stable. Right, like these systems are all these companies are going to have to do all kind of tricks to give you the best bang for your buck, but they're not going to be able to just hit consistent 60 with the frickin' like with the 4K. The native 4K is going to be super rare, by the way. Super rare. 4K 30 maybe, like native 4K 30. The disc copy isn't the important part of the collector's edition. The other crap that comes with it is. That's right. The disc is basically just your license for the game these days. Notice you can't play the disc download game without the disc in. What? You know what happens with Ubisoft with a digital game? I'm afraid that Sony's going to make the same move for that. So you think because Sony is shutting down multiplayer for 10 super old games that you need a disc for your games going forward? I got news for you. You could have a disc for every single one of those dadgum games that they're doing that with, and you aren't going to be able to play multiplayer anymore because the servers are getting shut down. Like, I think you need to understand and grapple with, like, what actually is happening. Like, Ubisoft is not saying, hey, you can't play that game anymore. Ha 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 ha. If only you would have bought a disc, you fools. No, they're saying, the online servers and infrastructure that supports those games, we can't do that any longer. We're shutting it all down. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to play online anymore. A disc isn't going to change that reality. Like, I have discs for super old games right now that I could try to play. I could find the oldest Xbox in history that still works. I could plug it up. I could put a super old disc in it, and I could try to play online, and I wouldn't be able to. Am I going to be like, confounded like, what am I even gonna say? They shut the servers down all the time. Like, well, you gonna play a 15-year-old game? Well, I have the disc. That doesn't mean that the servers are still up. That doesn't mean that you can still play online. So many people completely misunderstood the Ubisoft situation. The only thing Ubisoft did in the situation that they shouldn't have done is they should just remove the DRM on the DLC, right? They should just remove the DRM on the DLC. That was the only part of it that I had a serious problem with. I was like, all right, look, if you guys are going to be like literally making it so somebody can't play a single player piece of content they spent money on, I actually do have a problem with that. But that was, I think, one game, and that could be rectified. You got one game, you got one piece of DLC with a DRM issue, and you got people worried about, like, well, if I don't have a disc, I'm going to be in trouble. The disc isn't going to do anything for you if any of these companies decide to do that. Like, let's say you have a disc right now for Horizon Forbidden West, and Horizon Forbidden West does DLC, and they attach some stupid anti-piracy DRM crap to it. And then in 10 years, they shut down the servers that are going to check and verify that DRM, and you suddenly can't play that DLC. Your disc for Horizon Forbidden West isn't going to do jack squat for you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to do anything for you. You're done. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact of the matter is, you've got to think beyond, like, oh my goodness, I need a disc, right? My 3080 can run most games at 4K 60 with DLSS. Good luck with these consoles. Oh my gosh, guys, did you guys know that someone? I didn't know this. There's somebody here with a really strong PC. Hang on a minute. Are we supposed... Do we have any music? No? Sorry, production doesn't have any music for you because we don't care. I have a PS3 game that I can play. I can't play anymore on disc. Yeah, there's plenty of games, especially if there's any online infrastructure at all, you're not going to be able to play. You just aren't going to be able to. This is the reality. So, if you're tuning in, you're like, why are you guys talking about discs? The God of War Ragnarok Collector's Edition, there was some drama surrounding it because people were like, I'm not going to get a disc. This doesn't make any sense. At one level, I 100% understand somebody being like, I'm giving you a ton of money and I'm not even getting a disc. So at one level, I get that aspect of it, right? At one level, I completely understand that somebody would be confused by that. But to be angry or outraged or upset, just don't frickin' buy it then, right? The main reason you're buying the collector's edition is for all the physical cool stuff that you're going to set on your desk or the bookshelves or whatever in your office. Like, that's why you're buying it. You know what I'm saying? So just don't buy it then. If the primary reason you were buying the collector's edition was because you wanted a physical disc, then just don't buy it. Like, go buy yourself a physical disc. Do you know what I'm saying? You really did miss the point. What point did I miss? I'm not flying the fact that I have a 3080. I'm speaking to Limo's point of not being able to run 4K. Right, but who cares about that? If we were sitting here talking about the fact that, hey guys, in today's car discussion, we're going to be discussing such and such car that has limited trunk space. And you're like, oh, I have a Ford F-150. Good luck moving a mattress with your little car. Like, who cares? No one cares that you own a Ford F-150 and can move a mattress, and you loathe when your friends move because you know that they're going to ask you to help them move. No one cares. So sure, when I'm talking about the PlayStation 5 and the Series X, struggling to hit native 4K 60, and you're like, oh, good luck with those consoles. I've got a 3080 or whatever. I'm like, who cares? Why? Nobody cares about that in the conversation. You know what I mean? Like some super wealthy person comes into the room and they're like, you guys are talking about having to pay bills? What's it like to be poor? And they just take a sip from their gold encrusted cup. They're like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? I think he is more or less saying his 3080, which is top of the market, even need help from software to run 4K 60. Oh, hang on a minute. Did I just tease this guy needlessly? Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. So was the point that he was making, was he supporting my premise and saying, man, mine barely does it, I need DLSS, good luck with your consoles? Did I just mock a guy that was agreeing with me? That's a legendary way to start the day. We're 25 minutes into the stream, and I'm gonna be issuing a retraction. I need a scene for that with like a podium and like a news overlay, and be like, we won't be taking any questions, okay? At the conclusion of my statement, at approximately 9:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on July 15th of 2022, I mistakenly roasted up the user named Fathom Rocker. He was actually agreeing with my statements about the console struggling to hit native 4K. We've completely and utterly retract this roasting session, and we will not be taking questions at this time. Thank you. I didn't get my feelings hurt. It's all good. We've had people come in and do that, Fathom Rocker. I was like, what the frick? Why do we care about your 3080? I didn't realize you were agreeing with me. So I hope you accept my completely canned, scripted, corporate apology. Dope shirt, sir. Thank you, Feed. You guys like my shirt, my Zelda shirt. It's from the Zelda collection at 80s Tees. Use code Lono at 80stees.com. You can redirect your violence at Todd now? Who's Todd? What's Todd doing? Todd Howard? Hang on a minute. Has anybody ordered any coffee this morning? If you guys haven't ordered any coffee, be sure. Sorry, Discord. I had to sniff there. If you guys haven't ordered any coffee yet, go to reforgeroast.com or use the coffee command in chat. Also consider becoming a member. If your membership from last month is now gone because it was a gifted, consider jumping in for $5 a month. We do members-only content all throughout the week, and tonight my wife and I will be playing some games. Tier 2 members and up, you can vote on the games that were suggested. We have a suggestion room in the Discord for all members, and then Tier 2 members can vote on what I pick. There's a group in there right now. Make sure and smash the like button, do all the things, keep the stream hopping and going. My background metrics are completely froze, so I don't know what's happening to the stream right now, but hopefully it's great. I can't tell how many people are here or how many likes we have. Oh, this guy. Here you go. $70 for God of War DLC, no thanks. Oh, one of those are here today? Oh my gosh. This is amazing. I agree with Todd, though. Why do you agree that it's DLC? Why do you agree? Please, chat, everyone quiet down. Allow them to speak. Allow them to run as far as we let the rope go, right? 306 watching, 103 likes. Oh, we can get 200 likes with that many people here. Come on. Please. I really want to know how God of War Ragnarok is DLC. I want to know. I really do. Early reports talking about 9 realms, larger than the previous game, because it is. That's called circular reasoning. Like, my children are learning about that, right? It's DLC. Why? Because it is. Okay, so what you're doing is you're supporting your premise with your premise. That's fallacious argument. So please say more. Poking the bear. Come on, Willie. Don't agree with these dingbats. You've got a green name and a badge next to your name, William. What if his full name really is William, and he just, suddenly felt like his mama was yelling at him, you know? You know, like when he was in the store, and he was asking her for the sugary cereal, and she was like, William! Put it down. Technically, it was until it wasn't. Yeah, and technically, Mo, you were a baby until you weren't. Like, what's the point of saying that, right? At one point in your life, Mo, you were an infant, right? You were an infant until you weren't. What are we saying? It is. Only my mama calls me that. I told you. Only his mama calls him that. I knew it. I freaking knew it. Put it down. I remember reading some guy's comment. He said he was in a grocery store and he heard this mom say, put the down. And he said, she said it with such authority, I almost put down what I was holding. You ever hear mama just giving it to her kid and you're like, oh my gosh, I better walk straighter. My posture's bad. I'm gonna get scolded. I can't be within the ground, like ground zero of the scolding. I'm gonna get hit. Only when I'm in trouble for something? Okay. Let's make this simple for people to understand. The more that the GPU has to calculate and render on screen, the longer it takes. This is literally what a single frame is. Frames per second is the rate in which how many frames it can calculate per 1 second. Too long didn't read. Less calculations equals more FPS. More calculations equals less FPS. Right, like that's the point. People think that like we'll just wave the optimization wand, like just put more gas in it. Like we'll get more frames. It's like it's not that simple. Lord Bacon the Destroyer says, in the age of digital checks, a piece of physical media will not give you perpetual use of anything. Thank you. Like, that debate is just bonkers to me. Like, what are we even talking about? Abe says, it's DLC because it's just an extension of God of War. Same characters, same location, slightly different location. It's not going to be a generational change from God of War. Just another game that should have been DLC. Did you get that from Reddit, Abe? Oh my gosh, that's really good. Guys, Abe doesn't mean that. I know, listen, we don't expect much from Abe, but that's a joke. He was typing up something. He's being silly, right? First name and the middle name means you're in trouble. That's right. I hope someone figures out some kind of way to spoof the server check at some point. I'd like to know that I will be able to play games I bought and downloaded years after the PS4 and 5 are offline. Right, they're doing something with the PS5, right? Where, like, doesn't it have to check once a week now or something? Like, if it's going to check ownership, it's like once a week, is it not? It's something like that. If you guys are just new tuning in, our poll today is God of War Ragnarok gameplay. Which mode would you pick? Dynamic 4K 60 or true 4K 30? It's funny, there are people that pick true 4K 30. The God of War Ragnarok leaks that we covered this morning essentially was arguing, or not arguing, I'm sorry, they were revealing that there was two different modes, and I was like, well, which mode would you pick? So be sure to take the poll at the top of the chat. It has 255 votes. We'd love to see 200 likes on the video as well. We would love to see some members and gifted members also. We do not run ads during the stream unless I literally get up and walk away to like use a restroom. That's typically once per stream. So we do need those members. That's what live streams sort of live off of. So we are not a traditional like YouTube channel where you're going to get hit with ads and stuff. We don't do that. So it is a live show. I am safe for work. So make sure you're hitting subscribe. That way you don't miss these shows. We do shows all throughout the week. We got multiple shows today. We got the Reforge Roundtable. We got the members only after show when that show concludes. So make sure make sure everything's up to date so you can be here for all that. And then tonight, my wife and I are going to be playing some games together, having some drinks, having some laughs. My stepfather can't tell the difference between 30 and 60. There are people who don't care about that stuff. Well, I don't care about blind boomers not being able to see the difference between 30 and 60, Lido. Like, that's not my concern. This ageist son of a... Like, I don't care about that, you know? If you can't see the difference between 30 and 60, man, more power to you. You can play some of the oldest games in history and think that they're, like, amazing. You know what I mean? They're, like, squinting at the television. They're like, it's unbelievable. Yeah, look at that. It looks like a work of art. It's like a living landscape. Pop, it's a painting. It's still. It's not moving. It's a Van Gogh. What do you... I can't tell, you know? They can't tell. Why is DL... He's blind as F. The glasses are thick. That's right. It's like he's looking through the bottom of an ice cube. The only time the full release game is really just DLC holds any waters with games like Madden and FIFA. Otherwise, dudes are just lying. Well, DLC is not necessarily a dirty word or a bad word, but Tommy, if you make a sequel and people call it a DLC, they're being a douchebag, right? Like, you're just being a douche. It's like, they took 4 to 5 years to build this game. It's reportedly larger than the last game, right? God of War 2018 is a huge game, and reports are coming in that this is larger than that game. So it can't, a DLC can't be larger than the previous game, right? It is DLC though. No, it's not, Mo. Guy, listen, if you're here and you have enough brain cells to rub together that you can tie your shoes and chew gum and walk at the same time, I'm just going to ask you that you bear with, Big Mad Mo and Willie. They'll just say stuff because they want a reaction. They don't really mean it, right? Like, Mo's a responsible man and has a job and a family. He's an intelligent person. He's just typing stuff to get a reaction. He doesn't actually think that or believe that. Jiminy frickin' Christmas. It is Lono. Do me a favor. How do you get the game on your console? Shut the frick up! Don't you dare! Don't you dare, Mo! If you start getting pedantic about the fact that I can download the game, then every game's DLC, and it now means nothing. Don't you dare, Mo! Don't you do it! Don't you do it! Not this early in the morning. Don't you dare, sir. That's some pedantic, hair-splitting nonsense, and you know it! I can't take it. My blood pressure can't take it, Mosif! Mosif J. Wellequin the third. Jay Quellen. Frick, I messed it up. Dadgummit, that was going to be good. That was going to be a really good ender. Dadgummit. I can't even talk. You got me so flustered. Mosif J. Quellen the third. I don't know why your middle name would be Jacqueline, but there you that's it. For one, it wouldn't be DLC, it would be an expansion. My man said facts. I will drop kick you and probably break both my ankles, but I will do it. I will do it. What's good, Robert? $70 for any game is an abomination. Yeah, well, so is your fanboyism, Willie, but we let you hang out. What do you mean? Why is it an abomination? Why is $70 for a game? So God of War Ragnarok comes out and it's $70. Why is that an abomination? Is the increased price of Blu-ray an abomination? Is the increased price of CDs and albums an abomination? Is the increased price of entire seasons of shows an abomination? Is the increased price of tickets to go see a movie at the theater an abomination? Is the increased price of your cable television packages, NFL Sunday Ticket, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, is that an abomination? I'm done. I'm out. I don't have anything left. That's virtually everything else in the entire entertainment world that has increased in price with inflation. Are all of those things an abomination? I'm genuinely curious. 90% of sales are digital now. The price of CDs and Blu-rays don't factor anymore. Okay, Chris. Okay. Go buy a movie at full price from Amazon digitally and compare it to what you paid for movies 20 years ago. Are you ready? Are you ready for the price difference? Because it's significant. Yes, all of it. So inflation's an abomination. Inflation kind of sounds like abomination. The abomination of inflation. It sounds like a southern preacher. And God hates the abomination of inflation. That's wrong. We shouldn't do that. I'm going to give some of you nightmares or flashbacks and you're gonna feel trauma, so I have to stop. $70 isn't even a tank of gas. Yeah. Oh, did we get some coffee orders? What's the problem, Mama? My wife's mean mugging me. If it didn't make the room hot, I would install a remote controlled door closer. I'd close the door and just close it. If it was out of my reach, yeah, it just needs to be 5 feet away. Yo, my man. tape it to the ceiling? Really? A short joke from a short person? Really? Oh, you're a woman. Okay. Well, what's that? we got an email here. Reforge roast. 2 light roasts to my man Aaron. Thank you, sir. Can we get another coffee order? Who's going to be the first member of the day? Who's going to press join and become a member? Press the blue join button. We need 26 more likes. Come on, this is a good show this morning. This is funny. We're putting on a good show. Press all the buttons.
I'm funny. See, I'm laughing.
Oh, for frick's sake. Why are you in this mood this morning? It's not even. What are we going to be doing tonight? Punching each other? This is going to escalate all day. Oh, she likes that idea. Okay, not that kind of punching. No, sir. No. Love it when Madam comes in to roast Lono, always entertaining. Stop spamming the same question. Will PS5 version be graphically overhauled? Oh my gosh. Sub-Zero, listen to me. Stop it. Stop. I want answer. Okay, I give answer. You want answer, I give answer. PS5 stronger console, game run better things, bells, whistles, ding dings and dings and dongs. There you go. There's your answer. There you go. It'll run better, bud. It's gonna be prettier, you know. Kratos' head's gonna be a little bit shinier, you know. Jiminy frick, what's happening? Caveman Lono, speak words of truth. Lono, you're an idiot. I never pretended to not be an idiot. I just, you know, PS5 puke. Willie, shut up. Willie, listen to me.
Literally what he's doing.
If I snuck into your house and I put a PlayStation 5 and I hooked it up to your television and I install a bunch of those awesome games on it, right? You would disappear for like a month and you'd be like, no one can know, because you would play all the games. You'd be like, holy frick, they're so amazing. You would cry, right? What did we decide for your topics? Skull and Bones and Halo. Skull and Bones and Halo. Literally what he's doing. Facts, madam. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sony would probably profit off these games at 60. They will profit more at 70. It's really not hard to understand for me. You just got to accept it. Well, so here, I have a bill here. I have a bill from my internet provider. And it says here that I am paying $75 for their internet. And then I'm paying an additional, I should call them, what the actual F? It looks like they're double charging me. What is this? What is this, fraud? What's happening? Anyway, they're charging me $75 for internet and then an additional $60 for the internet gig, right? Because it's faster. And what's just absolutely crazy about this, it's unconscionable. They're charging me more money for more stuff. It's the craziest thing that I've ever seen, right? Like when I call the cable company up on the phone and I like open up my flip phone and I slowly dial like this, you know, it's ringing. Yes, I would like the most channels that you have. Yes, I saw an advertisement in the paper that I can get cable television for $40. It's more money than the $40 for more channels? What kind of a racket? And just hang up on them. What in the world? That's not if you want more, you spend more. Like, go to any business, go to any entertainment, go to any piece of anything and be like, I don't want to spend more for the more stuff, and see how many things you can buy. Like, see how it goes for you. Your AT&T charges you $110 for 2 gig. Yeah, I'm paying $135. I need to call them. I need to call them. This seems like a freaking racket. This seems really expensive. I mean, it's a business expense, but still. Michael Silva jumping back in as a member for their second month. Thank you so much. We're talking money for a DLC. It's not even a full game. Oh my gosh. 135 is crazy high. Yeah, it's a bit high. I've had it for 2 years. So I probably lost a bunch of my promos, right, when I first signed up or whatever. It's stupid though. Who offers less but asks for more? That's like a fast food joint asking for the same price for a value meal but no longer including a drink. Yeah, I'm looking at a Super Nintendo game right now. It's $94.98. Yeah, look at the price of these video games. Look at this. This is great. You guys want to see? So let me blow your mind, you penny pinching ninnies. Let me blow your frickin' minds. I'm gonna blow your minds. Let me take you to a time where games were more expensive than they are even today. This is a time of the Super Nintendo. Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct, $87.98. Oh my gosh. Donkey Kong Country 2, $79.48. And then down here we got Super Punch-Out for $80, Earthbound for $90. What the F? Why are some of these so high? Why are they so high? $94.98 for the Illusion of Gaia? What is this advertisement for? Where is this? I don't even remember spending this much money at the time. It's because of the cartridges? Yeah, Mo, yeah. If there's one thing I know about cartridges, it's mass-produced plastic and little circuit boards. Whew! They are very pricey. They are very expensive. This can't be from a North American. This has to be Canadian or something. These totals are all jacked. This is not an American advertisement. This is Canadian. $10. I put $10 on it. This is Canadian. Hey, I'm not trying to offend the maple syrup drinkers of the world, but I don't think this is an American. I don't know. They probably Babbage's or some rip-off mall store. Yeah, maybe. They were usually around $60 or $70. Like this row down here looks right. Everything else looks crazy. Parts and materials, my guy. Mo, if you expect me to believe that the price of video games back then was higher because the cost of the cartridge, but now they can actually charge less because it's digital, we're never ever gonna see eye to eye on this. It's not possible because you're talking you're speaking in a delusional way. That's delusional. If you think the cost of a cartridge is why those cost that much, and now, well, they could give us games for $20 because they don't have to do those pesky cartridges. Get the frick out of here. Have you looked at any of the budget inflation of these games? Look at the actual budgets of these games. Do you think, like, Halo Infinite, as an example, do you think those games we just looked at, you think the budget for Super Punch-Out was $500 million? You think the budget for those games was up in the hundreds of millions of dollars? Aaron Claypool, first new member of the day. Thanks for joining. Look forward to seeing you in the members-only content, like the after party today after the Reforge Roundtable and the stream tonight with my wife. Listen, we don't have 1,000 members right now, so we're going to need some folks to bring it if we're going to climb back up to 1,000 members. Yeah, here's one where all the games are $80 and $90. It's a Toys R Us ad. Yeah. Like, you think the cartridges are why these games were $80 and $90? Come on. It was because it was a novelty item. There was no other, that was it. There was no competition. There was no reason to drive price down. It was a novelty item. Video games and a gaming console, it was extremely expensive. Oh, the first one was an American advertisement. Memory was dumb expensive. okay, I will grant you that some of the cost associated with those cartridges was the parts that did make them reasonably, like, expensive to make and distribute, which the consumer paid for some of that. But if you think that the cost of production and distribution of cartridges comes anywhere near to the budget size of video games now, we're not even having a conversation. We're not having a conversation. You're talking crazy town if you think that the budgets of video games now are even in the same ballpark of what they needed to recoup on cartridges back then, like in games back then. It's not even the same universe. I can't even get that link to load, Sven. You didn't announce my 18-month milestone? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. JW with 18 months. We were looking at the image and the prices. I apologize, JW. A year and a half of support is huge. How long has this channel been up now? Hopefully I joined early. Anyway, thanks for being you, brother. Now it's time for my Reforge coffee drinking. You're the freaking best, man. And it's a tier 2. Hey, tier 2 members and above, you can video game vote today. God of War Ragnarok Jotnar edition's already out of stock. JW, my wife said she sent you your coffee. Yeah, he's drinking it now. Yeah, the Jotnar edition's already gone. What's the difference between the Jotnar edition and the non-Jotnar? I just want the hammer. They both come with the hammer. Though the Jotnar edition comes with a couple extra little frilly things. I don't give a frick about that. Edit and check out. Let's get the frick out of here. Let's get out of Dodge before the bots get them. Before the bots get them. Check out. Come on. Come on. We want launch day delivery free for members. Okay. Continue to payment. Well, should I log in? I don't even know. Continue to payment. Oh, golly. We got to put our information in, chat. There's that. There's my name and stuff. We're ordering God of War Ragnarok right now. You guys want the link? All right, if you're trying to pre-order, the edition's being scalped. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Continue to payment. Payment details. I gotta put in my credit card. It's that is the expiration date. That's that. This card's not eligible. Review my order. Yes. That's where you should send it. Yes, place order. YouTube out here dropping bombs. What happened? Here we go. What's going on? What's happened? What's happening, Creature? Creature's really excited. All right, we got our order of Ragnarok Collector's Edition. We got our order. All right. Yeah, all my background stats are completely froze. Are they doing some kind of a big update? Got my Jotnar edition? Yeah, I couldn't get the Jotnar, but I don't really care. I just wanted the hammer. So I can... Well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do with it. It's private. Hang on, he sent another DM. If you guys are tuning in, God of War Ragnarok pre-orders just went live. Try it out. Help me test. Barg Meagle just chatting. I don't understand. Live in 9 hours. YouTube live feature. Hot off the presses YouTube live feature. You will be helping me test. Have a YouTube channel. Type in the chat. No strike. Subscribe more live. What is all this? She's going to premiere the new live stream features tonight. Oh. Well, hopefully it's good. I'm really excited. I hope it's very good. So, if it's anything like gifted members, you know, there'll be like a beta then a rollout. So, no longer need a game. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that'd be amazing to give us like gaming podcast category. I got a receipt, but I never saw it go through. Yeah, mine went through. I got to like a final screen that said thanks for your order or whatever. And PlayStation just emailed me, thank you for your order. For your order. I agree, and I don't expect every game to be free. I just wouldn't pay $70 for a PlayStation game. Well, and here's the thing. I think in the coming future, there will be two camps of people, right? Yo, Pavel Pova jumping back in as a member. Thank you so much for renewing your membership. Man, oh man, we're going to need some big gifteds today if we're going to hit 1,000. I just saw the new YouTube shopping shelf and it's dope, and I'm reading the new shorts changes now. Okay, there's good things coming then. That's why shorts are like frozen. They're not working very well either. Would you pay $70 for a multi-platform game? Absolutely, but only on the Xbox and PC. Wait a minute. So why would you be willing to spend $70 on something that's not on PlayStation? Like, do you think that the quality of PlayStation games is so bad that you wouldn't be willing to pay the $70? But a multi-platform game you would? So Spider-Man Miles Morales, Horizon Forbidden West, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2 when it comes out. You think these games are so inferior that you wouldn't pay $70 for them, but you'd spend $70 on a multi-plat game? That I don't understand. Bots are not hitting PS Direct, so y'all good? This is fanboy? Well, but a third party isn't even at Microsoft. A third party multi-platform game? I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're 100% like ideologically opposed to $70 priced games, like, okay, I mean, you can feel that way and think that way. Elden Ring is still $90 at GameStop here in Canada. I'm like, WTF? It's going to not see a price drop for a super long time. That's FromSoft's way, and it's a game worth every cent that you spend on it. Who's premiering the new live stream features? There you go. I have the PlayStation email, though. Yeah, that's all you need. Your order went through if you got that. Only Play Anywhere games should be $70? Why? I don't understand. Why is that a thing? Why, like, argue that with me. I'm interested. You Canadians with your prices, isn't our money different? Who the heck is Barbara? I don't know who Barbara is, but that she's doing it. She's gonna reveal a bunch of cool stuff. I don't know who she is. Fanboy logic, don't question it. Just go with it. No. I want the fanboy logic to outline why. I want to know why. What you have to make a value connection for me. You're willing to spend an extra $10, the $70. Why? What's the value connection? Maybe he's saying a game that he could play on any platform is worth the $70. Oh, wait. You're not even describing something that's a reality. You're not going to buy a game for $70 and be able to install it anywhere. You would buy it on each platform. You really think frickin' Nintendo or I guess PC and Xbox, if you get it through their ecosystem, maybe. But you can buy once and play whenever. If I buy an Xbox, I can play on PC if I choose. And you're okay with them charging for that? I thought that was just like an expectation I thought that was just like a feature that they offered. Isn't that like one of their main features of their ecosystem, but it's okay for them to charge you money for it? Don't you just own the game? On Xbox, there's Play Anywhere. I just got one, but I didn't get an email. They charged my card already, and I have the page showing it went through. Just give it time, JW. The email might be lagged. You know what I'm saying? She used to be on the Creator Insider. Oh, okay. I'm looking to pre-order God of War in all the wrong places. Oh, frick. Hang on. There you go, Bowers. Canada doesn't use rupees, they use maple leaves. Yeah, their currency is maple leaves. I think it's already there, so, and it's 60 for now. Okay, hang on, Mo. Hang on. This is such a good thing to discuss. Right now, you can buy games for $60 on the Microsoft ecosystem and play them in both places. Correct? Correct. Why would you be willing to spend $70 if they're already giving you the feature now? If you're willing to spend that $70, there has to be new value that you're paying for. You're paying for the same thing that you can get right now. So what's the new value that they're giving you? And yes, I am trying to trap you into saying, well, I would get new features and I would get better stuff, or it would look better, or run better, or perform better. It would be new stuff. YouTube saying now would be a great time to insert ads. We've been live for an hour. We don't run ads in the middle of the show unless I walk away and take a break, but we do ask you to become a member or gift memberships. We need a bunch to hit 1,000 members, so that way tonight we can do a members only stream with my wife and have her actually on cam. That's a feature that gets unlocked at 1,000 members. We think that that's fair to have milestones every month. Yo, Louis Castillo, why would anyone buy the PS5 version? What do you mean, why would anybody buy the PS5 version? Only some? I think Ragnarok is costing 70 maple leaves and 99 teaspoons of maple syrup. Yeah, it might be 100 though. Coffee, 80s teas, and a badger feeding fund. That's right. Little of column A, little of column B, says Wheeze. What's good, Wheezy? I have a feeling 70 is going to be the standard. Not happy about it, but whatever. My man Louis Castillo jumping back in as a member. Welcome in, my friend. Getting yourself that blue badge. What is Ragnarok's new value that they're giving you? What do you mean, what is Ragnarok's new value that they're giving me? Higher resolution, better performance, better graphics, rumored to be a much better or a bigger game. 3D audio, haptic feedback, quicker load times. These are all things that the developer had to spend time on so that I get a better experience. Like, here's what I think people think happened. Like, oh, I bought a PlayStation 5, and it has a faster hard drive, and it has a stronger a video card, and it has a haptic controller. So, all the developer has to do is check those boxes, and then I get those features. No. They spend a bunch of extra development time to develop the haptic feedback coding, the 3D audio. They probably some of these studios are probably having to hire and start new departments to handle the 3D audio, because you need to understand how it works. Like, your audio department has to be versed in it. They got to know how to do it. They don't just check a box. The frame rates, the textures, the lighting, all those new things, and then they have to be optimized. They're not like, oh, you got a PS5? No problem. We'll make sure and check those boxes so you get all those great new features. The developers have to spend their time, resources, and money to ensure that the game gets those features. That's already something that you have for free, isn't it? No, I don't have that. It's something that they have to build. Yo, my man jumping in for a second month, jumping back in after gifted. Love your content. Uninformed Gamer, I absolutely love knowing that people are jumping back in as a member after they got gifted. That's amazing. We need about 40, I think we need like 60 members today to hit 1,000. I think we can do it. Plenty of people have already jumped in today. We've already had 4 new members today. Please try to explain the hater animosity toward PlayStation stuff from the hardcore Xbox fans. I don't understand why there's such a resistance to admitting there's quality games on both. Yeah, I think it's liberating to just be like, they make great games. Who in the frick cares, right? They make great games. Oh, it finally updated the view count, but it says there's only 200 people here. What in the world is YouTube doing? All of my background metrics are so jacked right now. Let me go on the backity back and see what's going on. Let's see what we can see back here. No, yeah, 1K for just the first hour. That's kind of weak for Ragnarok, but we're getting good search. So We're getting decent search, I should say, and suggest. So if you found us today by searching for God of War Ragnarok, or you found us today off of a suggestion, thank you for joining us. I'm a Safe for Work broadcaster. I got a full day of content for you. I got a podcast with some friends of mine coming up, and I've got another show as well. So tons happening today, and I am streaming with my wife this evening. Hey, Terminal Stupidity is going to try to get us there, gifting 5 members. Calvin Brown, 37, Realm Rex, J2J Squared, love seeing a name I recognize, get a gifted member. Ryan, all grabbed memberships. Guys, make sure and thank Terminal Stupidity for gifting those members. Thank you so much for doing that. That's very generous, helps support the stream, and it helps more people get into the members-only content. If you're a new member, or you've newly renewed, or you got a gifted, make sure you get in the Discord, okay? YouTube doesn't do the greatest job of shoving the members-only content in front of you, okay? We need 47 members to hit 1,000. 47. So make sure you're in the Discord, because YouTube just isn't going to alert you that effectively when I do members-only content. Why buy a PS5 to play PS4 games? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Like God of War 2018 that got a free update and looks amazing? Like Ghost of Tsushima that got a free update and looks amazing? Like Spider-Man that got a free update and looks amazing? Like those games? You mean those games? I play all the great games I want, no matter the platform. I don't disagree with you, Sven, says Willie. There are quality games on both systems. I just detest the PS ecosystems and their controller. I mean, I don't like the software at all on the PlayStation. I don't like it one bit. Not one bit. But their controller has definitely grown on me. I almost prefer it now. I almost prefer it now to the Xbox controller. Disagree. Inflation is real and it will shift people forward. People are going to complain, but they are still going to purchase once it's the new norm. No, the guy in chat was asking, why not buy the Ragnarok PS4 version? Oh, thank you, Smashville. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Failed Senses just gifted 50 members. What in the frick? I didn't even know you could do that. Jiminy freaking Christmas. Where did this guy come from? Dominic Holly, Different Era, Omax Pie, R5 Boozy, Bulldog, Sofa. I can't even read all these. There's no way I'm reading all these dadgum names. Sofamatic, Mike Malone, ZMF, Ola, Fargum, Aqua, Avit, Dusty the Mad, Wardhuff, Smooth, Something Stubby, Dragonstalker, Jester, Carlo, Jamesy Boy, Fat Lump. I've already lost my place. It's too many names. Oh, my freaking word. This is insanely generous. Fat Lump, Jerry Main, the Italian, Kevin Rogers, Cryptic Viper, Mark, Matthew, Sean. What is happening? Mudcat, Grey Fox, Skiff, Jimiford, Blasty Boy, Peter, Salvaneth, Jerry Tyrell, WRB, G Mani. I made it rhyme. Shuragaunt. Oh, frick. It's moving too fast. Holy G-many. Surgaunt, Carlos, Rude, Rogers, Tebow, Baby Dova, Next Level, OND Next Level, Blazin' Bender, Carson, OG, it's Baby Jesus. Baby Jesus is here. Archie, Bernard Miller, Sandy Bot, Scratch Z, Jordan Ward, Arkham. That's it. Jiminy freaking Christmas. Guys, make sure and say thank you to Failed Senses. Absolutely going massive. Huge gifted member train happening right now. Holy moly. 5 more coming in from Insomniac Black. If you want to get a gifted membership, click Allow Gifts. That way you can get one. My man Black Superman got one. DSB Prime got one. AOSZ, Anthony Bustos, and Shadow. I love seeing names I recognize. Get in the Discord. Make sure you don't miss out on the content. We've got big things coming for members every day and on Friday nights especially. So make sure that you are plugged in. Get involved. Get committed. We're here every day doing multiple shows. If you're not a member, I'm still doing 2 shows, sometimes 3 shows a day. You're getting 5, sometimes 6 hours of content before we even go to members-only content. We do have a second show today about Sonic Frontiers, and I am going to potentially be playing Power Wash Simulator since it's finally out of early access. Failed sense like senses fail? Oh, I don't know. I've got some people. Is that a band? Is that a band? I swear that there was... Yeah, I think someone from their band followed me on Twitter, so maybe that's who it is. I think that there was somebody from their band that followed me on Twitter a lifetime ago. I thought. I don't know. I can't remember now. Must be a fan. Maybe. Lead singer from Norma Jean hangs out here, and that's how I got introduced to Andrew Schwab, which our podcast is coming very soon. I'm excited to show you guys that stuff. Failed Senses drop in the God of War hammer. Absolutely massive. Thank you. If you guys are just tuning in, we're talking God of War Ragnarok. We want to know what you think. Would you pick the dynamic 4K 60 or native 4K 30? Pick that up there. Pick that up there at the top of the chat. Oscar, be like... Yeah, Jesus is in the chat. That's right. I think another thing that old fogey gamers like us who are prone to complain are completely forgetting is that we got 5 new games a year as kids because we got B-Day and Christmas presents. Yo, what's good? Orphan Twins here. There he is. Lead singer for Norma Jean. Hanging out, being a homie. Hilly says, your baby, sorry I was on conference. Okay, so a good thing to announce right now, okay? The official community game night is the 29th of July. Hilly can join me for that night. 29th of July. Make sure your membership is active. Make sure you're in the Discord. Fall Guys is free to play on every platform. We had an absolute blast. Bring your drinks. It's hilarious. I don't even care if you don't like Fall Guys. Just get it installed and be here. The 29th, the final Friday of this month, is the community game night. Hilly can be there, so make sure you're there too. Sven says, I'm biased because I'm not a single-player gamer and the majority of Sony's exclusives are. PvP is what holds my attention, and that's where Microsoft's ecosystem shines. Like, okay, I think that's actually a completely and legitimate fair way to establish and support your own bias and preferences. You're like, I don't really like single-player games. That's generally PlayStation's bag. I'm more of a multiplayer guy. That's something Microsoft has really pushed. They've got the built-in LFG. They've got, most of their games have some kind of a multiplayer focus. I definitely see that. I would be interested, Willie. I would be very, very interested over the next, 5 or 6 years if you start feeling differently once those live service games come out. Now, Sony has indicated that their live service games will most always be multi-platform. And that's because that's how live service games live and die. Like, you can't have a live service game be on one platform. That's a terrible idea. So, I'll be interested to see if you start playing those games, because those will essentially be Sony titles, even though you won't need a PlayStation platform for them. Right? Guys, make sure you're hitting subscribe as well. We, for some reason this week, have primarily only been streaming to mainly the core audience. We're not seeing a lot of subscribers every day. We're seeing new members. We're seeing likes. We're seeing all sorts of things go well for the channel and the videos. But I'm not seeing a lot of new subscribers. YouTube is doing something today. I can't even use the mobile app. I can't check anything right now. Black Superman says, I feel like the PlayStation Plus was kind of a scam last gen because Sony barely had any first-party AAA multiplayer games. But why does that... Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying the PlayStation Plus, the online thing, was kind of a scam because they barely had any first-party AAA multiplayer games. Yeah, but I mean, is that why you paid for Xbox Live? No one paid for Xbox Live because of the first-party... There we go. I can finally see my stats. Nobody was buying, at least in my... I don't want to speak for people. How many people were paying for Xbox Live because of the first-party titles? Like the first-party multiplayer titles? Or were you paying for Xbox Live because you needed it to play online? Most people got Xbox Live because you needed it for Call of Duty, right? I wasn't getting Xbox Live for the first-party Microsoft titles. I was doing it for Call of Duty. I would imagine there's a lot of people in that camp, right? There we go. We have 1,008 members. 1,008 members. Hopefully we can maintain that throughout the day. I said by end of day, so it has to stay there. Just to let you guys in. We lose a lot of members throughout the day because they were gifted. So at certain times of the day, we'll have chunks fall off. I need it for Call of Duty, Team Fortress, right? For me too, Call of Duty, Gears, and Halo. I'm talking about online play. No, yeah, that's what Xbox Live is. That's the reason I paid for Xbox Live is so that I could play online Call of Duty. Right? Like, if Sony published a quality live service game and put it on the Xbox, I would definitely play it. Right. More fanboy logic. The mental gymnastics is impressive, though. Most people got Xbox Live for their Connect leaderboards. That's right. That's right. Here we go again, console wars. It's actually not really been that much console war today. We should never drop below 1,000 members, chat. Let's keep the buffer. I agree with you. Oh, by the way, Mr. Glum said that he'll upgrade to a tier 4 if we hit 100 tier 2 members. So we need like 40 more people to upgrade. So if you just got gifted, you can upgrade. For like $10, you get tier 2. You get video game voting. You get a guaranteed spot in community game night. You get potentially you get game codes in the Discord because you get access to a VIP room. Yo, East Coast Overlord with a $5 tip. Morning Lono. It probably seems the poll seems a bit silly. 4K doesn't matter if my eyes bleed anytime something moves. There are people, East Coast, that 100% want as best resolution as possible. They're going to sit back on their couch. They're 10 feet from their television, and they don't care about the frames per second. Hopefully they announce premium membership tonight. That would be unbelievably good for us. Oh my gosh, would that be good for us? It's my okay friend I really like. How many people spread the love after the dark time? That's right, Oscar. I agree. I got a very cool DM this morning from somebody, and I was like, huh, what an interesting thing. Just pre-ordered God of War Ragnarok for $70. Get it. Outside of MLB The Show, which is a licensed game, says Corey, I don't think that Sony will be putting their multiplayer live service games on Xbox. Yes, they will. Corey. They have all but stated almost explicitly that their live service games will be multi-platform. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Because here's the thing, they're going to get one look under the hood at how Bungie does Destiny live service multi-platform, and they're not going to try to do live service games exclusive to their console. They're not going to. Absolutely not. No. They have all but stated that their live service games will be multi-platform. Like, a live service game can't be on one platform. Obviously, like God of War Ragnarok, yes. Horizon Forbidden West, sure. It's a single-player game, duh. Yeah, put it on our system. It's ours. I'm the person sitting across the room, and I'm fine with 30 FPS, says Ant. But even I know if I had to choose 60 at 1080 res, that's what I would choose. A $5 tip from Louis Castillo. I'm convinced that native 4K at 45 would be the target on console gaming. It looks great. See Ratchet and Clank PS5, for example. Yeah, Eugene is hoping that the 40 FPS 120 hertz refresh, it becomes more common as a choice. I don't know about 45, though. 45 is a weird number. Are you sure that's accurate? I can't really tell the difference in 60 and 30, says William. To be fair, I've been playing 60 for about a month now. I got the PS5, so maybe if I were to go back to 30, William, I will bet you a crisp $5 bill. If you go back to 30 FPS after playing 60, you're gonna think that something's wrong with the game. I'm not being hyperbolic. You're gonna be like, what the frick is wrong? Something's wrong. It's not 45, it's 40. Oh, it's 40. It's 40, not 45. Yeah, if you go back to 30, I will bet you a crisp $5 bill that you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this looks terrible. Now, that doesn't mean that 30 is terrible. It just means that you will notice the difference significantly. New Shorts feature leans heavily into reaction content. Really? So they're not looking to demonetize then. Mike on the mic, renewing their membership. Thank you so much. Guys, those gifted at the top, the gifted memberships at the top of the stream have all been claimed. So if you want to keep the train going, keep the train going. This confirms my theory that they don't want to eliminate it, but make it native and controlled so they can punch those that abuse it. Yeah, I don't think reaction content's going anywhere. It's just so low-hanging and such a revenue generator. I think they looked at TikTok, personally. That's one thing TikTok is huge for. The duet content, the reaction duet content does very well on TikTok. Extremely well, actually. Those videos get tons of views. And so I think that that YouTube took note and said, all right, well, we'll do something similar. 45 is halfway between 30 and 60. 40 FPS lines up perfectly with 120. Yeah, they do 40, 120 because 40 is divisible to 120. That's why they do it. You need to divide the timings evenly or things get messed up. It's why the Stream Deck does 40 at 40 well, but if your screen is 60, you need 30 or 60. It's about dividing evenly. 40 at 120 makes sense. Right, yes. There was a time where I was using my capture card and capturing games at 120, but we would still sometimes get tearing. So all my games run at 60 now. It's just easier to capture and stream without jittering, stuttering, or tearing. Just paid off my cruise for next month with my 5-member family. Had to take the gifted. Hey, Kenpachi, have a great time, man. Cruises are so fun. That'll be a blast. I booted Dark Souls 3 on my PS4 after playing Demon Souls on the PS5. It was quite disturbing. Yeah. It'll shade your memory. You're like, oh yeah, that game was beautiful. Let me go check it out. And then you're like, oh golly. Like, it'll surprise you. Only capture in 60 is usual. Why do above? No, not noticeable with latency. Yeah. A request to violate comes from elite or assistance from the help center forums. Hilarious. If it is locked at 40, it's locked. It doesn't matter the refresh rate. Pretty sure it had a mode that ran at 45. No, I don't think so. I believe it's 40, Louis Castillo. Tried to catch Ragnarok Jotnar edition, but it sold out. Yeah, it sold out so fast, Talika. I had to buy the next one down. I thought your members only reaction was great. I guess you get more freedom. It allows you to push the envelope, and I'm not generally a fan of reaction stuff. Yeah, we got a lot of good response to that, Hilly. Thank you. Sometimes there's going to be videos that I don't want to react to on a gaming channel that might end up in members only. I thought that was an enjoyable stream, and people seem to respond positively to it. Just got my confirmation email. Guys, God of War Ragnarok Collector's Edition pre-orders are open right now. And so get them while you can. How was the all update on PS5, or did it not come out yet? What all update? What are you talking about? I'm not sure what you're referring to. What game? God of War Collector's Edition is up for pre-order. Yeah, a lot of us have already snagged them, so quick snag them if you can. They don't sell 30 anymore anyways. I like reaction videos if they agree with me. I got the Collector's Edition version, but I really wanted that ring. Oh, I just wanted the hammer. That's all that mattered to me. The 60 FPS mode with ray tracing ran in the 45 range. Oh, maybe that's what he's remembering. It's all about frame timing, says Fathom Rocker. Locked 30 is not that bad. I would much prefer 60 or more. All I need is 60. I don't need 120, 90. I don't need a variable refresh rate. I mean, I just need solid 60. That's all I frickin' need. That's all I need. I don't care about going up higher than that. I just don't. I do not. Could we get 40 more likes on the video? There's so many people here. Guys, thanks for a massive turnout. We got more things to discuss and cover today, but I do appreciate you guys supporting our opening talk show and show of the day. Make sure and smash that like button. 40 more likes will get us to 300, and that would be amazing. The gifted members up at the top have all been claimed, but we do want to continue to thank Failed Senses for the massive 50 bomb that he dropped. Well, that they dropped. Does pre-ordering God of War Ragnarok give any bonuses like the normal game, not the collector's edition? You get armor, but I'm fairly certain it's just cosmetic. There's like an armor set that you get for both Kratos and Atreus. 120 refresh 2K TV with a locked 60 FPS. That's prime. 1440 at 60 keeps me happy. That's all I need, Hilly. That's all I need. 1440 60, baby. 1440 60. That is it. That's the sweet spot for me. Who has failed senses? Has his common sense failed? Why is he given so much? Truly, Abe, I don't know. I don't know. YouTube Lurker had been hanging out for a really long time. Even though their name is YouTube Lurker, they had been hanging out for a long time, and YouTube Lurker went absolutely massive last month. I lost track of how many they gifted. I think they gifted close to 300 members. It was bonkers. Failed Senses kind of came out of nowhere a day ago and just started going bonkers. Did a membership, upgraded their membership, and has gifted a ridiculous amount. My monitors are 1440, 144, but I usually cap it at 60. Holy moly, what is this? So I checked that guy's channel. He's just such a crap at what they do. YouTube won't exist in 5 years. TikTok, the most evil business. Discord, the most evil business. Metaverse, the most evil business. The evil business. I mean, okay, so basically what he is he's a doomsayer about virtually everything. There are gamer channels like that. I found a gamer channel just yesterday, and the guy puts garbage on every thumbnail. He picks a game, calls it garbage. It's like, I don't know. Make money while make hay while the sun is shining, because that sun's gonna set on that kind of content. Like, eventually, I think people just get burned out with it. You know, eventually they just get burned out with it. There's been some good, like, toxic masculinity stuff that Asmongold was watching that I thought would be fun to watch. But I would probably do, again, that would be members only. Fathom Rocker, frame time is why 40 FPS 120 Hz works so well. The frame timing with the horizon being in sync makes for a very smooth experience. I want to turn that on my TV, Eugene, and see what I think. I do. I want to try that on my TV that you guys got me and see what I think. God of War Ragnarok, already nominated for Game of the Year. What a joke. Where? Who? Hussein? Who's nominated it for Game of the Year? No, not a legitimate outlet has not done that. I sometimes wonder if people like that are the troll, or it's their real selves trying to make themselves feel better for being an a-hole by gifting a ton of subs and donating money. Oh, I don't think so. That's an insane amount of money. YouTube Lurker says, I'm still here. I'm going every other month to give people a chance to see the value and jump in themselves. YouTube Lurker, I respect that strategy, man. That's, number one, it's super generous, and I actually respect it. That's pretty smart. And then you let somebody else pick up the mantle this month. Like, it's actually really cool. I saw that video. I'm always pushing back on people who say lots of toxic stuff, but the guy is a complete... Yeah. I think some of these guys are total fakes and frauds. They just make the content because they know it'll get a reaction, and they don't believe what they're saying. I think some people do believe what they're saying, but a lot of that content is just totally phony. I saw that yesterday. God of War Game of the Year. It was the Game Awards guy. I forget his name. Wait. You're telling me Jeff Keighley's already nominated it for Game of the Year? I have severe doubts about this. Jeff Keighley, 1.4 million followers, hanging out with Phil Spencer yesterday, a Metal Gear tweet, a tweet about this, July 8th. I'm not seeing anything from Jeff Keighley. He announced the release date when it happened. He's not said anything about God of War Ragnarok being nominated for Game of the Year. You guys are either getting trolled or it's some illegitimate outlet that's like doing it for attention. We haven't announced eligibility dates for this year, but here are the past years. So he's announced eligibility dates. In 2021, it was November 19th. The year before, November 20th. The year before, November 15th. The year before that, November 16th. That's all I'm finding from Keighley with any realm of recency. I gotta find the YouTube video. Oh, you got trolled by a clickbaiter on YouTube, 100%. Nobody has nominated God of War Ragnarok for Game of the Year yet. Nobody's done that. Unless it's some stupid illegitimate outlet that's just doing it for clicks. Keighley would never do that. As soon as you said that Keighley had done it, I was like, Check Game Awards? Like the official Game Awards Twitter account? What is it? Is it the Game Awards? Okay. Yeah, I'm following them. The Game Awards. Skate, Yoshi Safari, Last of Us, Bayonetta, Metal Gear, Virtua Tennis. No, there's nothing about God of War Ragnarok in their feed, except for on July 6th, they're showing off the pictures of the collector's edition. and images from PlayStation. There's nothing in here about it being nominated. There's a tweet that says God of War Ragnarok, the sequel to 2018's Game of the Year, will be released November the 9th. There, nothing there. Twitter people have been spamming Jeff all week because they're scared it'll win Game of the Year. That's all it is. Pretty sure they haven't even announced nominees yet. Yeah, they've not even said who's nominated. I actually think God of War Ragnarok has a chance to steal it from Elden Ring. I do. From what these early rumblings we're hearing about how good the game is, how big the game is, I don't know. It reminds me of the early rumblings we heard about Elden Ring and how good Elden Ring was. Like it's. I swear I just heard a bird or something. I was like, what the frick? Did we ever talk about how the media used Kojima's photos? We didn't really talk about that, no. You can't nominate a game that's not out yet. An emergency could still happen that could delay the game. A 3% chance. No, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think even at this point something could derail its release date. I don't think so. It's probably gonna beat Elden Ring, TBH. We need 28 more likes on the video, guys, to hit 300. Let's do it. Let's do it. They dissed Forza 5 last year. Also, Rip Your Recommends. Oh yeah, Rip Your Recommends. Don't watch that stuff. Go watch a bunch of my VODs to cleanse the palate, Wheezy. Which one would you put your money on for Game of the Year if you have to choose? If I'm a betting man, oh, this is a hard bet. I honestly think it's a hard bet. I really do. I really do. I think I would choose for the upset, and I would bet on Ragnarok for the upset. I would. I think Elden Ring is the front runner. I think Elden Ring is more generationally influential, which is why it stands to win. But I think an upset might happen. I do. I think Elden Ring is the undeniable frontrunner for Game of the Year, but God of War Ragnarok is, I'm telling you, the rumblings we're hearing about this game, I don't know. I could see an upset happening and people being very angry and being like, this is unbelievable, right? Like Elden Ring is basically the Skyrim of its time, right? It's the big open world game that everyone is celebrating. It got media darling treatment, you know. It's going to be between God of War, Elden Ring, or Horizon. With respect to Forbidden West, it doesn't stand a chance, I don't think. I think Ragnarok's going to kick it right off the podium. Like, it'll be up there, but everybody will know that it's in the shadow of Kratos. More people get to play Elden Ring than Ragnarok. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. God of War 2018 won Game of the Year. You know, it makes no sense if a game sweeps all the awards and not win Game of the Year. I've never understood that, Mo, when they win in other categories, but then they don't win Game of the Year. I've never understood that either, but I also didn't understand why Deathloop got so many nominations. No way that's happening, and if that does, someone was paid off. Well, that's a preemptive, that's preemptive copium if I've ever seen it. There's no way Ragnarok wins, and if it does, somebody was paid off. Really? The last game won, so what? It's set up to win. As much as I hate that The Last of Us 2 beat Tsushima, I would never argue that someone was paid off. No. I would never argue that. How many copies did Elden Ring sell? I don't know. It hit some pretty high numbers. It hit some numbers. It's gonna be between Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels, Ragnarok, and Elden Ring. Yeah, the Hot Wheels is definitely up there. What's the deadline for a game to win Game of the Year? Keeley has all but said middle of November. He posted the last 4 years, and the last 4 years was ranged between the 15th and the 20th of November, as long as your game launches before that. So he's all but said, yeah, it's middle of November. And so this game is well within that window. Just like Last of Us 2, the worst story of all time. Neil Druckmann was on his knees going to work. Oh, stop it. What I'm saying is that last year they snubbed Forza for coming out too late. They're going to be late. Are they going to do late God of War here? Forza got a nomination. What are you talking about? 13.4 million copies sold for Elden Ring. Didn't Elden Ring get over 10 million sales within the first 2 months? They did very well. Elden Ring was commercially successful. It's an undeniable game. It's a Leviathan. Those sales numbers are for the first couple of months, probably way higher now. A $5 tip from JW. You heard it here first. Lego Star Wars Game of the Year. That's right. That Lego Star Wars game will probably get nominated for like Family Game of the Year or whatever. It actually probably will win an award for something. It was really good. That's what it is. It's my Yeti. My Yeti goes choo 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 like the air in the top. It sounds like a bird. I was like, what is that? I couldn't figure out what it was. For a while I thought it was feedback from the Mixamp Pro on my desk. I was like, am I getting feedback randomly throughout the day? It's my Yeti cup. Imagine thinking a 30 million seller sequel won't surpass 13 million. Bayonetta 3 has a naive angel mode for people who don't want to see bums. Yeah, that's going to win. If you're just tuning in, we've been discussing God of War Ragnarok today. The pre-orders are live if you want to pre-order your God of War Ragnarok Collector's Edition. We have a poll at the top of the chat. God of War Ragnarok gameplay, which mode would you pick? True 4K 30 or Dynamic 4K 60? I love that 60's winning. I love it. Thank you so much. I mean, that is a pretty extreme swimsuit there. Holy moly. If Forza is another racing sim, then God of War is another over-the-person action game. Yeah, but Forza got a nomination. It got nominated for something. It literally got nominated and won an award at the Game Awards. They didn't say, oh, it was too late. It got a nom. I think people were irritated it didn't get nommed for Game of the Year, but I'm telling you, no one likes this, but this is the reality. This is the reality. Deathloop completely threw off the Game Awards. I love Keighley, but that freaking game messed that whole show up. It was in so many places it had no business, and it was why Returnal didn't get the love that it deserved, and Forza likely didn't hit as many categories. Well, Forza and Deathloop aren't really the same, but I'm telling you, Deathloop threw that entire freaking showcase off. Worldwide sales for Elden Ring is... I don't understand what I'm looking at. Is it just... It's 13.4 million? Okay. Who said 10 million in a week? Yeah, it's 13.4 million total for Elden Ring. It got nominated for a throwaway category. I think Stray will get some nominations. Yeah, we're getting some people tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we do daily talk shows like this Monday through Friday. If you're interested in God of War Ragnarok, we've been covering it pretty significantly. Anytime comes out. The performance mode leaks outlined a 4K mode that's going to target 30, and then a 4K dynamic mode that's going to target 60 FPS. We're asking the audience which that they would prefer. If you like these kind of streams and content, remember to hit subscribe and the bell button. I am a Safe for Work broadcaster, so welcome on in. You can subscribe in confidence. A lot of people throw me on in the background of their day, kind of like a radio show. You don't have to worry about the kind of language I'm going to use. Today I got a bunch more content for you. We'll do a show about Sonic Frontiers. I do the Reforge Roundtable every Friday with my buds. It'll be just me and Ginger today. And then tonight I'll be doing a stream with my wife for members only. We also do a members only after show after the Reforge Roundtable. So consider becoming a member or gifting some members today if you want to support the channel directly. It's free to hit the like button and the subscribe button. So help us hit 300 likes on the video if you can. No one's crying. Well, the one guy is saying, I mean, that Forza got snubbed because it landed late. Yeah, 9 mil. He's saying that that Forza got snubbed because it landed late. And he's like, is God of War going to get snubbed? And I was like, but I thought Forza got a nomination. Yo, good morning, Gritter. 17-month milestone, renewing his membership. Super faithful and positive guy. Thank you, Gritter. Look it up. Is this verifiable, 9 milli, that they said Forza didn't get as many noms because it arrived so late? Because he said the window... I'll find Keely's tweet. He said the window for last year was the 19th. Forza 5. So last year was the 19th, and Forza 5 hit on the 5th. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would say that it hit too late. That's stupid. That's too... Not to mention review copies were out a week before that. That's like 3 weeks to play and review a racing game. Like, what the huh? Forza won... I think it won something at the Game Awards, but it only got 1 nomination. There's some games that deserve a nom, even if we know it ain't gonna win. Did Elden Ring gross $1 billion? I don't know what it grossed, but it's sold 13.4 million copies so far. Well, as of May, it's probably closer to 14 mil now, I would guess. I think that was the Jeff video, was about the dates for noms and how God of War is in before and what's gonna win because of that. The same people that reviewed it are responsible for the nominations. Found a new lamp for Lono's desk. Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Forza 5 won 3 awards last year. It won Best Sound and Accessibility. Forza 5. Forza 5 Game Awards. It won the Game Award for Best Audio Design, the Game Award for Best Sports and Racing Game. It won a BAFTA. It won for Innovation and Accessibility. It won 3 awards at Keely's show, my friend. You're talking for Game of the Year. Oh, 9 milli, I love you, but no, this is not an axe worth grinding, my friend. It won for Audio Design, Best Sports and Racing Game, and Innovation and Accessibility. It literally won 3 awards. I think it was nominated 3 times. Best audio in the year where Returnal released. Yeah, it beat out Returnal for audio design. Come on, dude. I'm not your friend, pal. I'm not your pal, buddy. Whatever he says. Driving games don't win Game of the Year awards. I don't even know how many times has a racing game been nominated for Game of the Year. Not Game of the Year contender. Yeah, Returnal got absolutely robbed. As soon as, I'm telling you, I've talked about this and ranted about this before. As soon as you leave the West, all of a sudden Returnal starts getting Game of the Year and all these other awards. As soon as you leave the Western market, it did way better, and there's frickin' reasons for that. Elden Ring ranks among the top 10 best-selling premium games in the U.S. market of all time. Yeah, the sales numbers haven't even updated yet. Jiminy frickin' Christmas. Jiminy Christmas. That's bonkers, man. That is bonkers. Okay. Why shouldn't racing games win awards? I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm saying that they don't. I'm not saying they shouldn't win. I'm like, I don't think they traditionally do. I felt Ratchet deserved Game of the Year, but I think Returnal at least deserved the nom. What did Doomslayer say? A racing game isn't worthy. Oh, Doomslayer's saying it's not worthy. That's who you're talking to. To you, they're not good? Well, okay. let me try to talk for both sides here. I'm going to talk for the side that thinks it's not worthy of Game of the Year. I'm actually going to slightly agree. I'm going to slightly agree for a couple of reasons. It is a pretty narrow game with respect to development, gameplay, depth, offering, all of that. It is pretty narrow. I think that makes it hard for it to get into the Game of the Year category, okay? I think it's perfectly fine to say this is one of the best racing games ever made, and then it wins the racing category. The audio design in here is phenomenal. The way the cars sound, the way the driving sounds, phenomenal. Here you go. Here's an award for best audio design, right? And then they take the time to add a bunch of accessibility features. Awesome, cool, boom, and they do that as well. So I actually think that it's legitimate to say this isn't really a Game of the Year. It's an amazing, super awesome game, but it's pretty narrow. It's pretty narrow in what it ultimately offers and what the devs had to do. That doesn't make it any less impressive. That doesn't make it less worthy of attention, reward, or prestige, or clapping, or whatever the frick you want to say. But I actually think I agree. I think the narrow nature of the games with respect to the gameplay diversity, the offering, the development that goes into it, I think it's going to be extremely hard for a racing game to climb up on that stage and be, this is the Game of the Year, right? Not to mention, it's kind of like a sports game. I just think there's a giant. They're globally insanely popular, but the gaming community at large looks at it and says, what? Huh? No. No thank you. Racing and fighting games are niche? Well, no. Globally, no. Racing and fighting games are unbelievably popular. Racing games, fighting games, and sports games are bonkers popular globally. They're not niche at all. But for Game of the Year, yeah, it's like it's a racing game. It's a football game. You know what I mean? They're actually insanely popular globally. 2018 was a monster year. It went up against Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Monster Hunter World. Yeah, anybody claiming that God of War 2018 won because it was an easy year isn't paying attention. Power Wash Simulator should win Game of the Year. Yeah, God of War Ragnarok won Game of the Year, but what was it up against? Anything the level of Elden Ring? Yeah, I would say if you're up against Red Dead Redemption 2 and Spider-Man, that's a tough frickin' year. Holy moly. Holy moly, that's a tough year. And Monster Hunter World, I mean, you talk about a super popular game globally. Jiminy frickin' Christmas. Horizon racing games are fun, but not Game of the Year contenders in my opinion. I don't know, man. I wouldn't discount it just because it's a racing game. It offers a bunch of different game modes and things to do on the map, not to mention the live service and DLC add-ons, plus constantly adding new cars to the game to grind for. I'd argue it's worthy of discussion. It has a story mode, open mode, arcade mode, tour mode. Sven, within all those modes, what's the range and the spectrum of the player experience, though? Listen, it's hard to make the case without sounding like you're just sort of dismissing it as well, it's just a racing game. But at some level, that kind of is what it boils down to. It's just a racing game. There's a ceiling on the innovation, is there not? Yeah, it's prettier. Yeah, it sounds amazing. But the innovation? Look at the innovation in a game like Returnal or Ratchet and Clank, or the innovation in the super duper creativity and the prolific nature of It Takes Two. I just replayed it and was blown away at how prolific it is, how polished it is, the sound, the environments, the music, the mini games, okay? And then go to a racing game. I don't know. I feel like it's narrow in every respect. Gameplay experience, narrow. Innovation capacity, narrow. Graphical fidelity, holy cow. Audio design, holy cow. But with respect to gameplay innovation, it's a racing game. Like, I don't know. I look at a game like Returnal. I look at a game like, you know, It Takes Two and some of these others, and I'm like, I don't know. This is way more ambitious and challenging. It's going to be its downfall every time. That's what I mean. Like, you can only innovate on racing as a gameplay experience so much. Why? It's a car. Like, there's gears, there's gas, there's braking. You know, it's a car. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not knocking it. I'm saying this is a pretty contained category. It's pretty narrow. The game engine in racing games is the magic sauce that makes the gameplay fun. Yes, but I'm talking about innovation, creativity. It's limited because it's tied to reality. Like, let's just imagine there was these really, really popular games where you would go and build and design and run like train sets, right? And they were insanely popular. Well, there's only so much you can do with that because it's tied to reality. It's tethered to reality. If an early access game can get nominated for 2017 Game of the Year, why can't Forza? PUBG was nominated for 2017 Game of the Year. Do you know cars? I know that the range of experience in car racing in the last 20 years has moved marginally. Like, if you're gonna try and like check my knowledge on cars, do you honestly think that the difference between NASCAR 20 years ago and now, is it dramatically different or is it marginally different? I think even a NASCAR fan would be like, it's marginally different. There's some different tech, different things they've done with the tires. Maybe it makes them last longer. Who knows? Like, it's marginally different. It's basically very similar to what it was 20 years ago. Why? It's a car. It's a car that has to be driven by a person, and you can only do that so well and so fast, so efficiently. Yeah, it's probably safer. Yeah. More safety protocols, safer vehicles, safer, you know, ways to keep the drivers from getting turned into a sardine can body. Just like I don't know. I'm telling you that if you can't look at driving a car really, really fast in a video game and see that that's really going to limit just how much innovation and creativity they can have, if like you can't see that that's limited, I can't help you. I feel like that's just demonstrably obvious that it's a car. There's only so much you can do with it. There's only so much you can do with the experience of driving a car fast. Like, I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm saying it just seems like that's going to be a natural constraint and hindrance every year on a Game of the Year nomination. Your game is phenomenal. Sound design, graphics, unbelievable. Here's a bunch of awards. Well, what about Game of the Year? Why? As far as innovation in the gameplay experience, the last 3 games you've released, they're definitely a trajectory of improvement. But I mean, it's marginal. It's marginal at best. NFS is way more arcade than Forza, but Forza is way more arcade. But Forza Horizon is way more arcade than Forza Motorsport or Gran Turismo. They made a fully fleshed out, faster and furiouser game with sick racing, tuna sandwiches, and family. That would be Game of the Year material. All I know is that a racing game holds 4 of the top 10 selling games in PlayStation history. And then they get dismissed for Game of the Year. They win tons of awards. Right, but Game of the Year is a category where you have to check way more boxes than just like popular and best-selling. Like, they sweep the other categories a lot of the times. Do you think Deathloop deserved Game of the Year nomination over Forza? I don't think Deathloop deserved Game of the Year nomination at all. I don't think it hit like the minimum requirements for Game of the Year nomination. It actually had gameplay design flaws, problems, glitches, bugs. I don't want to go down that road, but that game didn't even deserve to be nommed. No way. Because the main character was... No. Deathloop was kind of stale. The voice actors deserved all the noms and the awards that they got, but it certainly didn't deserve Game of the Year. No. I'd bet money that racers, sports, and fighters will never win. I try to forget anything after the first film ever happened, says Creature. If they could somehow interject a high-level storyline in a racing game that brings out emotions, maybe then Game of the Year. I think that's part of it, Fathom. Like, look at the games that have won, and look at how many times the game wins, and mocap, voice acting, writing, directing, story, pacing, all those things are a part of it winning. In addition to being innovative with gameplay and graphics and sound. Right? It's like, yeah, that's great. You were commercially successful, sold millions of copies. Your graphics and audio design are impeccable. Great. These guys did that, and they also did all these other things that you don't do. They made a believable, awesome story with voice acting and a script and mocap and action, like and cutscenes and cinematics. You didn't do any of that. You didn't do any of that. What did God of War 2018 do besides make worse combat than God of War 1, 2, and 3? Okay, sure. Yeah. Made worse combat, yeah. Mm-hmm. All the review outlets and all the game reviews and the Metacritic score, they all got it wrong. You're the enlightened one. You're right. They have to be a cinematic experience to be Game of the Year. Personally, I see that as a minus. Well, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I'm saying that most of the games that win Game of the Year are innovative and forward-thinking, and their graphics and their sound design are impeccable. So if that's what you did and you're commercially successful, that's not enough. There's a ton of games that do that. A ton of games have great graphics, great audio design, and they're really commercially successful, right? They are. And then a lot of the times when a game wins, there's this insanely impressive work done with mocap and voice acting and the script and the story. Right? There's more to the game than just its graphics are amazing, its sound amazing. Oh, and it was really commercially successful. You have to look at the game industry as a whole and be like, but that's not good enough. Like, a ton of people are doing that. Like, the year that God of War won in 2018 for its 2018 release, right? It was up against Red Dead Redemption 2 and Spider-Man. Do we need to talk about the audio design, the graphics, and the commercial success of Red Dead Redemption 2 and Spider-Man? Like, do you see why it's an incredibly hard category to get into? I feel like I'm talking to people that don't understand C-suite trends. Like, why CEOs. Like, what it takes to get to that level is nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like... But our game is pretty and sold well. Yeah, yep. And there's a ton of other games that did that. But just because of the discussion, what would be your ideal racing game and what would make it worthy of Game of the Year? I don't know, because I honestly don't have a good answer to that. I don't have a good answer to that. You played God of War 3? No. Check out my last message. I'm not answering it, Brendan. We don't talk about stuff like that here. It becomes a giant distraction. Please don't do that either. Like, come in and just try to absolutely disrupt convo flow to get me to talk about a TV show. That's really lacking in, like, you're not doing what we do here. You're trying to disrupt what we do here. Maybe not maliciously, but I don't like when people do that. If Forza Horizon 5 is not worth Game of the Year, no racing game ever will. Everyone would need to play them on the wheel instead of controller, and then they would get it. Yo, it's good, Head Killer. Main reason I can't play single-player narrative-only games is because they have no replay value. Elden Ring has a ton of replay value and PvP to keep things fresh. That's a player preference thing, not necessarily a measure of quality, innovation, and game value. For me, the game can't be just a racing and be game of the year. To be fair, I know plenty of hardcore God of War fans that prefer God of War 1, 2, 3 Combat over 2018. That's fine, you can prefer it, but to say, what did that game do other than make the combat worse is reductionist and stupid to say. Like, you can be like, I like the combat more in the first 3 games. That's fine, that's a preference statement. But to be like, all that game really did was make the combat worse. Like, what else did it did? Shut the frick up. Like, you're not even talking sense. Right? You're not even talking sense. Like, look at the graphics, the soundtrack, the mocap, the voice acting, the story. Like, shut the frick up if you think God of War 2018 didn't do anything but make the combat worse. Like, you're just being dumb. Like, that's just dumb. You're talking dumb. What else did it do? I'm not even entertaining questions like that. Like, I that'd be like asking me, why is a lion really strong? What does it do that makes it strong? I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response. That's ridiculous. Like, a lion's strong, really? What does it do? Like, what the frick? Like, go play and look at the game and look at its review scores on Metacritic and Steam and just be quiet. I'd argue Mario Kart for Game of the Year. I wouldn't even argue Mario Kart for the Game of the Year. Jiminy Christmas. Like, it's a great game, but come on. Like, no. No. I don't know what bias is showing when I say this, but I'm telling you, games where you're, like, racing a car, driving a car, like, I don't know. They're so contained. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be asking enough of the developers to be like, oh, that's Game of the Year. Like, they're amazing games, but I don't know. I did enjoy God of War 3 more than 2018. But 2018's a high quality game. That's what I'm saying. I need to get a better job. This man's crazy. You got to step up your game. I don't think God of War is a revolution in gaming in any sense, in my opinion. I think it presents everything in an amazing way, but does it shift the needle in gaming in gen? No, not really. Skull and Bones will be the same way. It won't hit Game of the Year because it wants me to be a ship. Right. Bringing back the full auto series is the only way for a racing game to win Game of the Year, and that's if there is any stiff competition. I try to own my bias in discussions like these, and I can't tell you more than what I've already said. Yeah, I pre-ordered Ragnarok. I can't. I can't tell you why I think that, like, racing games are just too narrow. They're just too narrow. Like, with respect to innovation, development, creativity, the gamer's experience, the gameplay, they're too narrow. The difference between the best racing game and the latest best racing game, yes, there are marked differences, and yes, they got awards for those differences. Audio design, best racing games, right? Like, the accessibility features that they added. It's kind of like VR in the sense that if you don't have the right accessories or hardware, you'll never appreciate the experience. This is what it is. Yeah, I could see that. It'd be like watching Avatar on, like, a small television in your living room with no surround sound and not understanding what everybody's talking about when some of us went and saw it in 3D IMAX and were blown away, right? Like, you just aren't going to see Avatar for what it is. Yeah, the story's extremely cliche and borrowed, sure. It's not amazing in every category. But when you saw Avatar in the theater, IMAX 3D, it blew your dadgum mind because it was one of the first movies ever filmed and produced for 3D, and they did an amazing job with it. It was a cinematic work of art. It was beautiful, and it was amazing. So sure. I definitely think that there are elements to racing games that if you don't play it in that certain way, you're just not going to see the quality that other people see, for sure. God of War Ragnarok isn't winning Game of the Year. I think it has a chance to be an upset. I do. The rumblings that we're hearing about God of War Ragnarok, as far as how big the game is, how good the game is, I actually think it has a chance to upset and steal it from Elden Ring. I do. I think it's Elden Ring's game of the year to lose. I think Elden Ring is undeniably the front runner. If the big Nintendo truly put out a new Mario Kart and had every single track and character and battle arena from the previous games in the series, it would absolutely be on board for Game of the Year talk. It would probably get nominated, but it wouldn't win. I'd be okay with that. If Nintendo went that crazy, yeah, I'd be on board to be like, yeah, that deserves a nomination. That's freaking bonkers that they did that. You know, all the characters, all the battle, courses, like, if they basically baked in Double Dash into it because the Double Dash mechanic was just so freaking fun and silly, for sure, it would be dope. And I don't trust anything today. None of these numbers make any sense. What is YouTube doing? God of War will kill Skull and Bones. Most games will. In reality, Game of the Year doesn't matter at all. It's all subjective. Well, then, okay, everything is then, so why talk about anything? Unless there was nothing but crap that released that year, it wouldn't win. Oh, yeah, the Mario Kart thing wouldn't win for sure, but it'd get nominated. If Elden Ring does not win Game of the Year, I'm boycotting Game Awards and never watching an award show again. I'm saying that if Ragnarok wins, it would be an upset because Elden Ring is on the forefront of a lot of stuff. Like, it was the first time From Software ever did an open world game. It was a very good and well-designed open world game. Open world games are traditionally known for cliches, tropes, stereotypes, and they didn't fall into any of those traps. They actually did a very good job. So, I actually think, yeah, I 100% think that it would be an upset if Ragnarok took it from them, because I think Elden Ring is like going to be generationally remembered. I don't think Ragnarok is going to be generationally remembered. Like, people are going to look back and talk about Elden Ring. They're going to look back and talk about what it did. I don't think that's going to happen with Ragnarok. Number one, because it's a sequel. Number two, it's one platform. Like, there's a lot of reasons why I think Ragnarok is going to face challenges. But Ragnarok also has certain things in its corner because it'll have recency bias. It'll have recency bias. Beyond recency bias, it'll have the strong narrative pull. More people will beat it. More people will beat it exhaustively in the review window, like when all the review outlets get their paws on it, right? They get their mitts on the game. They're all going to beat it, and they're going to beat it way more exhaustively than any of them played and beat Elden Ring, okay? So I think Ragnarok's got some things that can pull out and put on the field. Like, we're talking about the reigning champion and a challenger, right? And I'm looking at the challenger saying, this challenger's got a good right hook. This challenger's got a good uppercut. It gets a hold of your chin, and you're going to be on the canvas, right? I'm saying it would be an upset, okay? But the challenger getting into the ring has got a mean right hook and a mean uppercut. And if he catches you with it, your chin's going to be going up and pointing at the ceiling. 100%. Like, we're not talking about... That's what people need to remember. Like, stop being a fanboy for a second and remember that Ragnarok is a contender. It's going to get in the ring and it's going to get some swings in. Like, it's not some scrubby little chump of a game. This is a massive game. This is a big game. This is not some, ruddy little indie title. Like, I think people are letting their bias and their console preference get in the way of just good sense. This game is a dadgum contender. it's going to get in the ring and give Elden Ring a run for its frickin' money. It is not some little chump change game. Elden Ring's going to use Square Off on Ragnarok. I frickin' love Square Off, man. Posture breaking. I was addicted to posture breaking in my no summons run. To a fault. To a fault. It's the sequel to a generation-defining game. Yeah, it's the sequel to a game that won Game of the Year and was insanely commercially successful. Like, we're not talking about some chump of a game. I don't care where your fanboyism lies. You're in denial if you think that Ragnarok is not an absolute contender, heavyweight contender. If you don't see it and respect it for being a heavyweight contender, then you're just in denial. You're just in denial. Elden Ring fans don't want to hear anything. I guarantee you Elden Ring fans that played on their PlayStation aren't thinking the same way. I think they're shaking. They're like, yeah, this game could change. This game could really change Game of the Year, and it could slant in Ragnarok's favor. It's Xbox fanboys that are saying Ragnarok has no shot, right? Yeah, Willie, it's a scrub and has no shot. Like, that's just ignorant. It's just ignorant to say. It is. You look at the commercial success of the last game. You look at the praise that it received, and you look at the reach that this game's going to have, the reach that this game already has, and you're just speaking ignorantly. Like, it just isn't true. Like, there's just, you got to respect it and be like, this is a heavyweight. This is a big game stepping into the ring here. This isn't some derpy little indie title, you know? It's not. And Santa Monica is not at all going to deliver an inferior or mediocre product. It's going to be a blazing hot meal. Has there literally ever been an Xbox game that won Game of the Year? What other games do you see being nominated for Game of the Year? Horizon Forbidden West 100% gets a nom. Elden Ring gets a nom. Ragnarok gets a nom. What else came out this year that was really good or surprising? I'm trying to remember. Forspoken's got delayed, so it doesn't have a chance. Only 51 million? God of War only sold 51 million all time from 2005. Yeah, only. Paul, he said only. Hey, Paul. He said only. Only. Only 51 million, guys. Hogwarts will get nominated if Hogwarts launches in time. Hogwarts might not make it in time. It might get pushed to next year. East Coast with a $5 tip. I think Ragnarok will be 10 out of 10, but the two things that will push Elden Ring ahead are the cross-platform and the new IP. Ragnarok's still 10 out of 10. I've always said that if you're a new IP, you deserve a leg up in the competition. I said that about Tsushima against Last of Us 2. Do you think Kratos will still say boy? 100%. Boy. He will. Halo ain't going to get the nom. Halo can't get the nom. It launched last year. Halo. Oh, wait, no. Halo launched late enough that it's in contention. If you think Halo Infinite is going to get nominated for Game of the Year... Come on. Don't even. They launched their beta. They launched their multiplayer into beta. Just shush. No, I don't think if Elden Ring DLC's coming this year, I don't know. They'll announce it in September at that one game show, but I don't know. Halo won't get mentioned for any award? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it gets nommed for anything. It's guaranteed that God of War Ragnarok will be a huge hit since fans are anxious to have their questions answered from the previous entry. Regardless, the God of War franchise is already a juggernaut with an incredible 51 million units sold, as every entry has been a commercial success. Yeah, only 51 million, man. Final Fantasy as a franchise has sold 52 million. Did you hear what? Okay, so let's just really give perspective, right? Halo 2 and 3 is better than any God of War game. Holy, living in the past copium. Like, Final Fantasy as a franchise has sold 52 million. God of War is 1 million behind that. Do you understand Ragnarok's potential now? Like, Final Fantasy, a global, super popular game globally, sold 52 million as a franchise, and God of War is 1 million behind it as a franchise. Wait, why does that say 168 million? What's that article saying then? Is that just talking about... Why is it saying 52 million then? There's an estimated to have sold 25 million units alone, with around 40% of those being Final Fantasy VII. I was going to say, Final Fantasy is insanely popular. Oh, PlayStation sales. I was like, Jiminy Christmas. Like, God of War is 1 million away from Final Fantasy? That's crazy. That means God of War is massive. Okay, so Final Fantasy as a franchise has sold 52 million on the PlayStation platform, which is 1/5 of their total sales. So God of War is 1 million behind that as a franchise. Okay, that's still really impressive. Gonna say 52 seemed low. I was wondering, I was like, how is God of War that close to it? I was like, that's insane to me, but that's sales on PlayStation, which is actually still really impressive. Halo had sold more as a franchise? Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me, because the heyday for Halo in the console war, I mean, it did very, very well. Like, the Xbox was in a very, very powerful position. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But again... You're not. I hate the word, but it just sounds like copium. It's like we're not talking about that. We're talking about why Ragnarok is a force to be reckoned with, because it's not that impressive. Why? I don't understand how 52 million as a franchise is not impressive. Like, it puts it into a very, very good league of total sales. Lego Star Wars and Crash Bandicoot sold 50 million. Spider-Man is at 33. Halo had 4 or 5 more years. Yeah, like, Halo has more years under its belt. So that's what I mean, like... Copium, I don't mean to come off like that. Well, but the people... Maybe not you, Black Superman. The people that are like, but Halo, but Halo, but Halo. Do you really want to start talking about Halo? Halo's at 81 million as a franchise. Do you really think that's a good number to bring up right now? Do you think that's really going to help Halo look impressive? What do you think their player base numbers are like? Like, do you really think that's a good number to bring up in the grand scheme of things? Like, God of War, as a franchise, has sold 52 million, and... God of War 2018 sold... How many did God of War 2018 sell of the 52 million? Like, we're not bringing up total sales to act like this is a total sales competition. We're saying the total sales of God of War as a franchise means this game will be massively successful. I'm not like, hey, let's have a total sales contest. That's not what we're doing. We're supporting the notion that Ragnarok is an absolute Leviathan contender. It took Halo 21 years to sell 81 million copies. Yeah, Gears was on the... Yeah, Gears has been around for a while. Halo's still missing co-op and Forge. No game that's incomplete from initial release promises should be game of the year. Gears of War is in the same boat in my mind. One of the best shooters ever, and right now they buried it. I thought the latest Gears of War was very well received. I thought people liked it. What number was it? 5? I thought it did well. How long do you think it'll take God of War to hit 81 million copies? They'll probably hit it with Ragnarok, won't they? What do they need? 29 million? I don't know. Because you also have to consider Black Superman. They put 2018 on PC, and eventually Ragnarok will hit PC. So once Ragnarok's on PC, like a year after that, they'll probably be that high, I would think. Bro, stop. God of War is only single player. Halo's campaign, Forge, multiplayer, so much more. Which Halo are you talking about? Because the Halo that I could play right now doesn't have that stuff. It doesn't have co-op. It doesn't have a Forge. Its multiplayer is in a beta. Again, you guys that come in here and do this, you're starting to look real silly. You know? You got the clown makeup on, man. You looking like a clown. Like, you seriously gonna act like Halo Infinite's like Halo as a franchise is in a position right now to be boasting about anything? You freaking kidding me? It's a joke. It is a joke. 6-month seasons, a terrible battle pass, a busted store. Like, what the frick are you even talking about? It took them 3 months to fix one game mode that was broken. Big Team Battle was broken for 3 months. No co-op campaign. No Forge. You look like a clown if you're going to walk in here and act like Halo's in a position to talk about anything. The Halo you can play right now does have it? What? If you want to come in here as a Microsoft fan and you want to start strutting around the room talking about Halo, you look like a clown. No gloves, gloves off, I'm hitting you with my knuckles. You look like a freaking clown if you're in here talking about Halo against God of War 2018 or Ragnarok. You looking like a clown. Infinite's a freaking joke. Master Chief Collection. Like I said, you just sound like you are really, really high on copium to the point that you're wearing a clown suit and don't realize it. Like, you're so baked out of your mind on copium, you don't understand that you're dressed up like Ronald McDonald and you're wondering why everyone's laughing at you. You're telling me you can't play Forge and co-op in Halo? Yeah, in Halo Infinite. Yeah, in Halo Infinite. The latest Halo installment. Like, what are you, is this how desperate some of you are? This is how desperate you are? Are you that much in denial that you're like, but we can play co-op campaign in Forge if we play 7-year-old games? What? What are you even talking about? Halo Infinite is a joke, man. It doesn't have any of those features. My gosh. Absolute just denial. God of War is a 17-year-old franchise. 21 years to hit 81 million is not out of the question. That's what I'm saying. They've got 4 years to hit 81 million. And when they put Ragnarok on PC, no doubt. No doubt. I want Halo Infinite to be amazing, but I'm telling you right now, when you come in here and you start talking about Halo this and Halo that, and God of War Ragnarok's got no chance to win Game of the Year, you just look like a freaking clown. You're not even entering into an intellectual discussion. You are in denial. Are you a gold player in Halo? I don't know what that means. I've played Halo since the beginning with my friends, you know, multiplayer. I played almost all the campaigns co-op with a sibling or a friend. We'll see how many awards God of War Ragnarok wins and how many awards Halo Infinite wins. Like, we'll see. Should I mention Halo Infinite co-op beta was released for everyone on Xbox today to spice up the convo? Not that it will help. He's asking if your MMR is gold. It's... I can't think of a good this is the analogy. You're making fun of the home that I bought, and you're like pointing to the sandcastle that you made. You just don't even see how delusional it is. It's like, look at this sandcastle. Does your house have a moat? Does it? Does it have a working drawbridge made out of a paper cup? No? Ha 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 ha! Well, you've lost this competition. Really? All right, I'm gonna go inside. I got some air conditioning. It's kind of hot out here. All right, buddy. What the frick are we even talking about? Like someone said, the only award Halo is winning is most disappointing game of the year. Listen, and I've said this before. You guys make me sound like a Sony fanboy because you come in here with this clown Microsoft fanboy nonsense, and I have to smack it down. I like my Series X. I really enjoyed playing Halo Infinite with you guys, and I enjoyed covering it. But you make me sound like a Microsoft-hating PlayStation fanboy because you say some of the dumbest stuff about, well, Halo sold 81 million. You want to bring Halo into the discussion right now? We're talking about the potential Game of the Year winners and nominations. Do you really want to invoke the Halo franchise right now? Do you think Halo's in a great spot? Do you think it's in a place where the fans and the long-standing people that enjoy the franchise, you think the gaming world at large thinks highly of Halo right now? Do you honestly think that? Do you think that in the grand scheme in the discussion about the potential commercial success of God of War Ragnarok and the potential that God of War Ragnarok gets a Game of the Year nomination and maybe edges out Elden Ring, you think Halo has anything to do with the discussion? Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali are getting in the ring, and you're talking about how you're going to be a brown belt next week in karate. If you got in the ring, you'd get dunked on. Like, Halo. Like, I'm telling you, you Microsoft guys, it'll be so much better to just stop. Like, you'll feel better. You'll feel better, man. The denial and the nonsense, it's just, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's got to just be absolutely exhausting. Just admit that your games in your console, it's going to be a late arrival. I think that the Series X and the Microsoft ecosystem could be amazing in the next 3 to 5 years. I think they could make some really smart business plays. But my gosh, just admit you're down right now. Woof. Just admit. You are down right now. You don't have enough. I've used the baseball analogy, right? We're in the fourth or fifth inning, and you don't really have any runs on the board, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that the game is over. But the idea that like Ragnarok's no shot, Ragnarok's DLC, it's like G-Money Christmas. It sounds like you're just really disappointed in your piece of plastic, so you're taking swings at a game that's going to be absolutely massive. Ragnarok's gonna be massive. It's okay to admit that. It's okay to admit that the God of War franchise has been ridiculously commercially successful. It's okay to admit that they make great games. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt your console. It doesn't hurt Phil Spencer's feelings for you to be like, my gosh, there's some amazing games over there. G-Money Christmas. They really have some bangers. Wait until you tell them that Phil's a PS5 fan? Yeah, I mean, look at what Phil Spencer does when really good games release for PlayStation and get good rewards and get good acknowledgement. He celebrates it because, like, he's like, hey, this is a great game. Good job for that team. It's good for the industry, for developers and platforms to be just to be doing awesome work, and it's okay to acknowledge it. Everything coming out for PlayStation this year was delayed. Just can I say that next year about Starfield and Redfall, Mo? All of your big titles coming out this year were delayed. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm also wearing glasses and sitting in a chair right now. It's a silent year for Xbox, but Game Pass is doing well. Yeah, and like I've said before, I think Game Pass is going to be amazing in 3 to 5 years when all their first-party titles start landing day and date. That's going to be big for them. It is. I've said that. I think Game Pass is got massive potential to be the Netflix of gaming. I believe that. I really, really do. Again, you got to take a look at Netflix and be very careful. It could be a bad business plan. It could be a bad business plan. But 18 months between first-party Xbox games. Well, 18 months, Eugene, because that's the contract attrition, right? So they're like Microsoft's new policy, because they want parity with the 18-month contracts that all their contractual workers are on. They want to make sure that they don't release a first-party title more than every 18 months. So it's a new parity policy with their contractual worker policy, because they think that that's a more effective way to deliver first-party titles for Game Pass. Well, It took us 2 hours. It took us 2 hours. We did all right today. We covered God of War Ragnarok, and it took us 2 hours to get into the mud pit of a console debate. But I can't tell if you're joking. Phil Spencer walks out. Here at Xbox, we really want to make sure. He kind of reminds me of Jack Nicholson, like a little bit. Just like a hint of Jack Nicholson in there. These streams are the reason I'll never buy an Xbox after listening to the fans. I would feel dirty. I hate it because I own every system, and I love every system for different reasons. I really do. I really, really do. It drives me nuts. It's like, man, guys, like it's so liberating, isn't it? It's liberating to be like, hey, man, they're doing good work over there, you know. Starfield will only win Game of the Year 2023 because it was delayed. I don't know. Next year might be a tough year for Starfield, if I'm honest. Forspoken could surprise everybody. I think Hogwarts might get delayed till next year, and they'll be a contender. Hogwarts also might just end up landing too late this year, and then it'll get rolled over into next year's contenders. And what's in it? It was Spider-Man. Are we getting Spider-Man next year? Spider-Man 2? Look out now. Starfield's like, whew, whew. Oh, man. God of War Ragnarok. Oh my gosh. We made it. We don't have to compete with God of War Ragnarok. We outran him. We're landing in like May, and Spider-Man 2's like, surprise, motherfucker! Like they're just gonna bust in the room. Spider-Man 2, the most popular superhero globally, just struts in the room, and Starfield's like, son of a, son of a, oh man, we thought we did it. Forspoken, we don't gotta worry about Forspoken. It's a tech test. Oh, man. Over East Coast Overlord with a $5 tip. It amazes me that Xbox fans care about PlayStation so much. Steam is eating Microsoft out of house and home, and it's not even close. Yeah, Creature thinks if they can get production levels to the right place, that the Steam Deck is going to do some things. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Got potential. That Asian market, man, they love gaming on the go. They love gaming on the go, you know? Don't underestimate the power of Bethesda titles. I'm not underestimating what Starfield can do. But homie, we're talking about Spider-Man. We're talking about Spider-Man, bro. And Miles Morales. Just the commercial success of those games, jeepers. That's a tough game to beat, my friend. Just tough. Real tough to beat. It's Spider-Man is God, man. He's the king. He is the king. Gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be tough. The other thing you gotta consider is that Spider-Man 2 is gonna be PS5 only. And what they pull out, oh my gosh. They're going to be able to do some fun things with that game. And I don't want to restoke these fires. But Starfield has to run on the Xbox Series S. I don't know, man. Spider-Man's trash, Wolverine's much better character. The Globe disagrees with you, so that's gonna make it tough on you, Mo. The Globe disagrees with you. Spider-Man is the most popular superhero globally, just absolutely bonkers insane. It's why his latest movie outdid the Avengers movie records. Like, Spider-Man is just God. Spider-Man ain't no heavyweight? What? What are you trying to say? $53 million. Oh, from all Spider-Man games, $53 million. Yeah, it's a little easy when you come from 1982, but yeah. His latest movies didn't beat Avengers? What? Far From Home outdid some of the Avengers records, did it not? I swear I read that. Spider-Man Far From Home. And my memory was that it beat some of the Avengers records. Not all of them, but it beat some of them. It climbed to the tippity top. Not the new ones. It did $1.89 billion. It's the 6th highest grossing film of all time. Endgame is still above. I thought it beat at least Infinity War, which was a big deal. I thought it beat Avengers Assemble and Infinity War. No Way Home. Not Far From Home. Sorry, No Way Home is the 3rd highest MCU film. Oh, is it literally behind Infinity War and Endgame? Okay, so it was like, okay, I thought it unseated one of them. I thought it climbed over one of them. Infinity War hit $2 billion. So it's right behind. Okay. It didn't hit $2 billion. It's close at 1.89. Okay. So the point being though, I want you to think about that. Because Avengers Endgame and Infinity War are insane. Because all the superheroes are there. Endgame was a decade-long build-up. And a Spider-Man movie is up there with it. We're Spider-Man, bro. Love your shirt, thank you. You can use the shirt command, and it'll take you to the Zelda collection over at 80s Tees. Be sure to use my code over there. To be fair, though, it wasn't available in China. Were the other two movies available in China? It is literally licking at the heels of Endgame. I'm sorry, Infinity War. Yeah, it outpaced the Avengers, the first Avengers movie, and it's right on the heels. It is right on the heels of Infinity War. That is freaking impressive, bro. That is impressive. Jiminy Christmas. Inflation's making it look like new movies are doing as well when really they have less viewers. Talking about Thor. Oh, look at Black Panther. Man, Black Panther did 1.3. It's nipping at the heels of Age of Ultron. That's impressive. That's impressive. Black Panther Black Panther had a rewatch funnel. There were people that went back multiple times. I know every movie has that, but I think Black Panther had like a communal. There was something special going on there, and people were going back. Families were watching it multiple times. It deserved it, but I think there was an interesting communal factor to Black Panther just pulling massive numbers, and I thought it was great. I'm not dismissing it. I'm saying it was contextually supported in a very different way, which I thought was cool. I thought it was a pretty cool cultural moment. I've not seen Love and Thunder yet. Love my Gunner glasses for a long time, but recently picked up Heatwave after adoring Polarized from them. A bit heavy, but I'm liking them a lot. Yeah, I work with Gunner, but I've not heard of that other company. We would have liked to have maybe potentially forged a relationship with the one company we worked with in the past because I like how light their glasses are. But I think their lenses are inferior. My lenses always got scratched with the former company, and these, I haven't had a single thing. There was something cheap about the lenses, a cheapy, plasticky thing, and I felt like they scratched really, really easily. I always had little micro scratches on them. So, the former company was dope. I think they do dope stuff. I love the materials and stuff. The red lenses, though. Oh, I'm not talking about blue blocks. No. Blue blocks, I still have those red lenses. I like wearing them every now and again. I was surprised when it didn't hit China. China would have definitely added another billion to No Way Home and beat Avatar and Endgame. Yeah, did Endgame launch in China? Look, if Spider-Man did those numbers without China, and Endgame did those numbers with China, then Spider-Man would have absolutely won. Are you kidding me? Spider-Man in the Asian market? Get the frick out of here. Yeah, the Spider-Man movie was a decade in the making too. I don't know why you're typing it 3 times in a row, Brendan. We can all see what you're doing. Unless that's a glitch. You don't need to copy-paste like that. I don't see how they did so well with those spears. Yeah, they had some nice features, Siege. I love the magnetic clip-on sunglasses, I do. I'd be open to working with them again, but I don't think it would ever happen. But I did think that the lenses were inferior. Like these lenses, I don't know. It just feels like a higher quality piece of can we get an autofocus here? I can't get it to autofocus. Yeah, sorry. It's not big enough. I forgot about that one. Oh, wait. Have they officially announced? The modes and stuff? God of War Ragnarok will support DualSense surround sound and 4K resolution on the PS5, as well as support 3D surround sound, which will help you hear enemies from several different directions, according to British retailer Shop2. Oh, they're just running the same thing that we ran this morning. What company are those? These are Gunner. These are Gunner Optics. You can use the glasses command. Maybe I can get my hand up here. There we go. They just feel high. They just feel higher quality. I would love it if we could really get some consistently really good sales and use of my gunner link. We just don't promote them that much. You can use the glasses command or the link below. Endgame hit 629 million in China. Jiminy freaking Christmas. Current year, my gunner code's been used, I think, 4 times. 4 people have submitted orders for the year. We don't push it that much. The kickback's fine, but I might be able to get more regular frames from them if a lot of people use my link to either buy sunglasses or glasses, blue light blocking glasses, and they do have sunglasses. I can show you. I don't do this often enough, probably, because, you know, it'd be great if they sponsored it and paid me to do this, but we're not in that relationship with them right now. But I have the same frames as sunglasses. So they've got this color for sunglasses, which is like a blue, which I think look nice. I'm a headphone guy. I like my Sennheiser 280s, and I also like my my Bose Bluetooth ones that you see me wearing. And then these are the red. These are the red. They don't do the price break thing. They don't do the discount thing. So, yeah. Nice frames. Unfortunately, they sent me the sunglasses and they're not prescription, so, which is a huge bummer. Because I'd love to wear them out and about. But you like the red? Yeah, unfortunately, they're not prescription. Maybe that's what I'll get them to do. If we can get a bunch of sales, I can be like, hey, you know, pushing that more. We push the coffee, we push membership more because that's more direct support, honestly. If you're going to spend money to support what I do, give some members to the community so we can maintain 1,000 members. Order some coffee. The coffee is delicious. You can go to reforgeroast.com. You can use the coffee command or the coffee link below. If you're a coffee drinker and you've never had coffee with balanced acidity, you got to try it at least once. I think you'll keep coming back if you try it once. We have flavor profiles on the website that explain how we get the balanced acidity. And currently we do have 1,009 members, 1,500 members, and my wife has to go back and play Elden Ring again if we get to 1,500 members. Yeah, roundtable today. Yes. Speaking of which, we're going to need to shift gears in a moment to the Sonic Frontiers stuff, but I got to take a break and use the restroom. I'm going to hit some ads. I never run ads during the show, which is why we push membership so hard, because most YouTube channels live off of the ad revenue, but a live streamer can't do that. It's too disruptive. I only run ads when I step away, so consider ordering coffee or gifting members, or if you're looking for some sunglasses or blue light blocking glasses, you can use that glasses command. And I'm always wearing a shirt from 80s Tees, another one of our sponsors. Be sure to use my code over there if you're ever looking to get some shirts. They make great gifts, and the discount's nice. 30% off if you use my code. So I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We forgot to react to the weapon thing. I hope nobody was really looking forward to that. It's in the description. We didn't do it. We might have to save that for another day because we're out of time now. And I didn't write a Sonic. I didn't write up a Sonic thing because we're going to be reading and looking at new gameplay details and also watching a video with like rapid fire questions with the man in charge. React to it. We need the time. No, we're at 2 hours and 50 minutes. I won't be able to do it fast enough. Gotta make it to 3. We'll make it to 3. At the very least, I think Sonic will get us close to 2, and then we can do Power Wash if we need to. But I don't want a VOD longer than 3. I mean, it's gonna take me the 10 minutes we have now is gonna take me close to that. What's long dying awake? Because I think with the pre-orders and the details coming out over the weekend, this VOD could do very well, and I don't want to hurt it. I don't want to hurt it by going late. I actually don't think this week hurt us that bad. I feel like we did great, even though there wasn't much going on. I feel like the core audience was like super dope this week. Like I feel like we had really good turnouts every day. Did someone gift 100 subs on their own? He gifted 50, but he's gifted more than that because he did some yesterday as well. Wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Yeah, but I wouldn't say we got kicked in the balls. Okay. Sonic Frontiers gameplay details continue to come out. We're going to be looking at those new details. A lot of our videos, we looked at the Sonic Frontiers gameplay, and yes, we were critical. We've been open to the game being good, improving, being better. Maybe they could explain certain things. We've got a couple of things to look at today. Game Informer had a deep dive into gameplay details with respect to Sonic Frontiers combat as well as boss fights. They also have a video where they did like 100 some odd rapid fire questions with the man himself who's sort of in charge of the project, so we're going to be looking at that as well. Typically, these live streams start with, and I'm going to bring everybody over from the previous stream about God of War Ragnarok. I'm going to end that right now. Typically, we